April the 16th, we're here in Massachusetts, and what a big night it is for Colt Cabana. Double stakes, 4-quarter survival match, and never have double stakes been so important since Al's Beef was offering 2 for $2.99 over on Taylor Street. And what a great night it is, because tonight I have a chance to get an opportunity to wrestle for the Pure Championship or the World Championship, and both are very important to me. And when I'm in this match, it's either handle Alex Shelley's technical and weird haircuts, maybe Samoa Joe and your 2-year reign as world champion. Listen, Samoa Joe, I was the 5-year running Deerfield rib eating contest. You don't hear me bragging, all right? Or maybe Nigel McGuinness, huh? Maybe that's who I'm going to go in with. You know what, mate? I beat you at your own game. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter, and none of that matters, because what's most important is it's good times, it's great memories, and I am your host, Classic Colt Cabana, and what a reoccurring guest we have on. We might as well make him the host. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to say hi to my good friend, WWE Hall of Famer, Chicago's own, and overall great guy. Ladies and gentlemen, Bobby the Brain Heenan, please welcome again. How you doing?
How you doing?
I am excellent. Please have a seat.
Thank you.
You are like a reoccurring theme on here. We love having you. What's the word, my man?
I hear a lot of good things about you all over the country. You're doing good.
Things are going great in my book, and I know things are going great with you and that cornet, and we got rid of him.
And thank you for that. Thank you for getting rid of him. And I enjoy your English accent.
Did you like that?
Can you order me some fish and chips?
Fish and chips, mate.
Mate,
cheers.
And you make your opponent a bloody mess.
Throw another shrimp on the barbie, right?
Oh, that's Australia, but it's a suburb.
It's a suburb.
Yeah.
How are the houses over there? Low income?
I haven't seen what they draw over there. I've never wrestled there.
Oh, well, I'm intrigued. So it's good to have you here in
it's good to be here.
Massachusetts. And I'll tell you what.
There you are.
Yes.
Been looking all over for you, and I'm glad you're here too. Wait, first of all, he's been on the show how many times? And you've been scheduling me like 16 times.
That's
I've never
Bobby
been on the show.
Maybe you heard of him, Bobby the Brain Heenan.
Bobby the Brain Heenan, greatest manager in professional wrestling history. How you doing?
Good. I heard a lot about you. I'm impressed with your ability.
Well, sometimes ability, that gets me only so far. You see, I got Prince Nana in Jimmy Rave's corner, and every single time I got Jimmy Rave where I want him, Nana slips him over me. So that's why I'm here tonight in Boston. You're here, I'm here. I figure Nana, he's got the whole embassy in his corner. Cabana has his sights set on getting a title shot, whether it's the World or the Pure.
Both, I'm down.
I need some help. I'm from Chicago, you're from Chicago, born and raised. I figured who better to offset the managerial skills of Prince Nana than somebody who pretty much invented and ran the game for so many years.
Well, I appreciate all the accolades. I said, I just came here to watch your match and to see Ring of Honor. I said, but yeah, I'll do it.
Awesome.
Sure, I'll do it. This will be awesome.
Awesome.
All right.
So Ring of Honor for you guys. You help me with cornet.
Yeah.
He's your friend. I'll help him.
I'll tell you what, this punk guy's all right. I've seen him in action before.
If I'm all right, put me on the show next time.
Well,
I'll see you out there. You know where I am downstairs?
I'll find you.
Find me. Awesome.
Next time
Thank
here, you have the show. You put him on.
no,
Come on. Put me on the show.
Don't worry.
I'm rating.
Listen. Hey, this is good times, great memories.
What's the guy's name
I'm
in the
Colt
corner?
Cabana. It was great to
What's his
see.
manager's name in the corner?
Who's manager?
He was talking to me about it.
Prince Nana.
Prince Nana?
Yeah, not a big fan. He's a
Prince
mean-
Nana?
Prince.
Sounds like a grandmother.
Well,
Prince Nana.
Yeah, and everyone knows what Nana's another word for. I've seen it before.
I gotta go change.
Well, I'll see you later, Bobby. Good to have you on the show, and it's good to have you on the show. Thanks for stopping by.
Yo, Jay, man.
What's
Lumberjack
really
match
man?
tonight, man. That's it, man. 2-1. I'm gonna win this for real. I'm
I ain't
gonna win
gonna
this.
front. I know you gotta stay focused, man, but damn, yo, we almost had that world title, yo, but almost ain't good enough, man.
Man, let me
On the
tell
real,
you,
son.
Let me tell you something. American Dragon tonight is gonna be finished. I'm gonna be the winner. It's gonna be 3-1. That's it. No game 5. Nothing. It's your fault that you came to my world title match and screwed me for attacking Jay.
Take it personal, baby.
I am taking it
Elevate your
personal.
hate right
I'm gonna
now,
take it
so I'm
personal.
serious. Elevate your hate
American
right now.
Dragon, you call yourself the Dragon? Homeboy, I'm the Slayer, and I'm gonna slay you tonight. That's it for you. Lumberjacks, I don't care who it is. Notorious 187 is gonna be victory. You know what I'm saying? Victory. And the Rockwoods got something for you, American Dragon. I'm the real man. Tonight's over.
Yo, first of all, you ain't no Godzilla. You Puff the Magic Dragon, and we gonna stomp your ass out tonight. Oh yeah! Let the gates of hell open, oh you monkey asses! Yo, interview over, Vince.
Yeah,
Let's
man.
get out of here.
Take care of this business right now.
It is April 16th, 2005, as Ring of Honor returns to the Boston area. We are in Dorchester, Massachusetts. Dave Prazak joined by CM Punk. Two newcomers to ROH in the ring right now, Wardell Walker and Kevin Steen.
Dave Prazak, I got Bobby Heenan in my corner tonight. I got Bobby Heenan, the brain.
That's amazing.
That is amazing. What do we got going on right here?
Two newcomers to ROH, Wardell Walker out of the state of Florida, frequent competitor for Full Impact Pro. Kevin Steen out of Montreal, Quebec, frequent wrestler for EWR. Both of these men making their way to Ring of Honor, trying to prove themselves that they deserve a spot here on the ROH roster in 2005.
Well, if both guys are on this show, they obviously already belong here in Ring of Honor because we don't use slouches. And right now we got Wardell Walker out wrestling Kevin Steen.
Wrestling circles around him, as now jockeying for position. Steen with the side headlock on Walker.
Man, I'm going to kill Jimmy Rave tonight. This is so great. Bobby the Brain Heenan. Prince Nana's got nothing on Bobby the Brain Heenan. Jimmy Rave can't run anymore, Dave.
We'll see what happens between you two this evening.
And we're going to see what happens right here as the second shoulder block attempt.
Walker holding his ground as Steen hits the ropes once again, ducking the clothesline, and this time he finally bowls him over. Arm drag from Kevin Steen, Walker back to his feet. Another arm drag, both men back up, going for the hip toss. Walker blocks and takes him down with the lariat.
Very impressive, this Wardell Walker. So impressive, in fact, that he caught the eye of Samoa Joe, and Samoa Joe picked him to be on his tag team partner, as his tag team partner in the Trios tournament on 3-5.
It takes quite the athlete to impress someone like Samoa Joe.
Yeah, nobody picked Kevin Steen to be in that tag tournament.
Quite the endorsement for Wardell Walker as he goes to pick up Kevin Steen off the canvas. Lands a couple shots right to the side of the head. Walker off the ropes. STO and down to the canvas.
You know, a little earlier you saw Mr. Wrestling Kevin Steen, which is a debatable nickname, almost out-wrestle Wardell with some good catch-can wrestling, a couple of arm drags, but it comes down to the power game. You know, he's just outclassed. Wardell's obviously bigger, spends a lot more time in the gym. No, but I don't care how many reps you do, you get super kicked like that, you're going down.
One kick right to the jaw, and now Steen, title of the match, turns into his favor. Has now taken the time to jaw with some of the fans here in Dorchester.
This is both guys' first appearance here in Boston, the Boston area, correct?
Yes. But they have made a handful of Ring of Honor appearances. A key win tonight for one of these men will certainly work their way up the rankings here in Ring of Honor. As now Steen looking for a suplex on Walker, and he gets it.
Well, the March 5th Trios tournament show was definitely a big night for both these guys. Kevin Steen being in the six-man mayhem. Obviously, you know, partners with Samoa Joe and American Dragon, Wardell Walker. That was a big eye-opener for him right there. So both guys trying to learn, both guys trying to hold on to a spot here. Neckbreaker onto the knee.
Steen looking to follow up here, going for the cover. Hook the leg, man. Only two. Now kicking away at the back of Walker. And again, Steen taking the time to play to the fans here. He needs to stay focused. It's all on the line for both of these men in this matchup.
It's definitely on the line, and right here you see Wardell coming back with a lot of slaps.
Dazes him with that enziguri upside the head, but Walker charges right back with the forearm, takes Steen down, as now the referee checking on their condition.
Everything Wardell lacks in experience, he makes up for in heart. Take it from me, I've seen it firsthand. I wrestled him down in Florida in FIP, and he's a hell of a competitor. Somebody very tough, somebody hard to put away, and somebody you should all definitely keep your eye on.
Looks like Steen's going to be the first one back to his feet here.
firing up on Vordell Walker. And you hear Dave right there, the crowd chanting Walker. When the crowd gets behind this kid, when the crowd gets in his head, he's almost unstoppable.
It certainly fires him up, but right there, planted face first to the canvas by Steen, but only 2.
Steen finally hooking the leg there, but still not enough to put Vordell away.
Got that shot into the rib cage of Walker. Steen visibly getting frustrated here. And again, not staying on the man could be a crucial mistake for Mr. Wrestling. You know, I hear the fans of Montreal sort of gave him that nickname based on his impressive abilities in the ring. Is now going up top, looking to take a chance here. Kevin Steen.
Yeah, but really, what are the fans in Montreal now? Who'd they ever beat?
Walker back to his feet.
Big time Enziguri.
Takes the feet out from under Kevin Steen, crotched on the top turnbuckle. See if Walker now can capitalize. Up to the second rope he goes, looking for a superplex, it looks like.
He almost kicked that man right in the head. He was standing on the top rope.
Knocks Vordell Walker back down to the canvas. Steen up top now. Just waiting for Walker to get back up.
He's determined to fly off this top rope. Let's see what he's got.
Back to his feet. Cross body from Kevin Steen. Hooks that leg. But no, only 2.
Referee Mike Mongoose says only a 2. Kevin Steen looked at him like it was almost questionable, but staying on the man this time, trying to capitalize.
Nice chop right across the chest of Vordell Walker. Steen now going to send him off. Reversal of the whip. Steen off the ropes. Ducks his head. Going for the sunset flip, but Walker, great agility, still on his feet, and rolls it up. Oh, very close right there, only 2.
Walker made a rookie mistake and put his head down, maybe attempted a backdrop, got a sunset flip attempt, and I've never seen anybody counter a sunset flip quite like that.
Out of the corner, again, great agility from Walker, drop kick to the back of Kevin Steen, waistlock now, German suplex with the bridge. Oh, but he rolls his shoulder up at 2. Back and forth action here from both of these newcomers to Ring of Honor. Who's going to get the victory here tonight in Dorchester? Solid shot right across the chest of Kevin Steen. Sent across the ring. Into the buckle he goes. Comes charging right into the elbow. Walker right into the boot this time. Now second turnbuckle on the inside.
Walker almost looks like he's out on his feet.
Swing DDT right into the canvas.
That could do it, Dave. Hook of the leg.
Oh, only 2 once again. Both of these men putting up one hell of a fight, looking for the victory. As now Steen again putting the boots to Vordell Walker and taking a little bit of time to jaw jack with the fans. Again, possibly a rookie mistake here in Ring of Honor.
Oh, definitely a rookie mistake here in Ring of Honor. You can get away with it with another rookie.
And now blatant choke right in front of the official.
Mike Mongoose doing a good job of getting in between the 2 competitors.
Backed him up into the corner now. Vordell Walker holds onto the wrist of Steen. Reversal of the whip once again. Steen into the corner.
Oh, Steen attempted an up and over, but he gets caught by Vordell.
Great power shown by Walker right here, but Steen staying on his feet. Move to the midsection, looking to finish him off. Maybe with that package pile driver right here.
It's a Mr. Peepers driver, Dave.
Mr. Peepers driver, I stand corrected. But he's got him up once again. Can he hit it this time? He does! Vordell Walker with the cover, hook of the leg! And that's it, Vordell Walker with the win.
CM Punk, haven't you learned your lesson? Haven't you learned that Prince Nana and the Embassy are the #1 players here in this company? Huh? You bring in Bobby the Brain Heenan. My friend, the last time they brought somebody here, he went by the name of Jim Cornette, and I proved to him that Prince Nana had the master plan by bringing in Ricky Morton. How about that surprise in Connecticut? That surprise that you didn't even know was going to happen. My friend, Prince Nana has the money, Prince Nana has the gold, Prince Nana has the women, Prince Nana has the talent, and Prince Nana is gonna party all night with the Embassy after we win and beat the hell out of you one more time, right? There we go, let's do it.
we have yet another newcomer to ROH rings in El Generico wearing the mask against a very experienced and established wrestler in Roderick Strong in our next contest.
Man, you know, it just seems like a year ago that I was saying that Roderick Strong was the inexperienced one in these matches. Well, now look at this. This is exactly what we're talking about here. The first match tonight, Dave, Steen against Vordell. Two guys who are looking to gain experience, looking to get a spot. Samoa Joe's sort of taking Vordell under his wing, so he's going to learn that way. And, you know, this is such a deep roster that a lot of these new guys can't help but learn and develop tremendously in just a short time. Look at Roderick Strong right now.
Before our very eyes, side headlock takeover by El Generico. A key match for him. Of course, he's looking to earn a spot on the ROH roster, looking to earn future bookings through his performance here tonight. Roderick Strong, a definitely tough task for him on this evening. Oh, going for the chop in the corner. And now El Generico, I don't know if he wants to chop Roderick Strong, because he'll dish it out 10 times as hard. Nice arm drag from Generico right there. And a second. Back to his feet, looking for the hip toss. Shot to the midsection. And Generico trying to take Roderick off his feet, but he stays up.
That'll put a stop to any kind of flippy arm drags you want to do.
One of the hardest hitting men in Ring of Honor today, Roderick Strong.
I'll give credit where credit is due. I may not like him. I may stomp on him like he owes me money sometimes, but he's a bruiser. He might not be 6'8", he might not be 300 pounds, but he hits like he is.
Connects with a drop kick to the chest of Roderick Strong. Out to the floor he goes, and Generico hits the ropes. And looking to soar here. No, back inside the ring. Tope con hilo from El Generico takes Roderick Strong down to the floor. And off the apron with a double axe handle down across the back. Another thing you don't want to do to Roderick Strong is try to work over his back, because he is, of course, the messiah of the backbreaker.
Well, I don't know about being a messiah, but I do know he's got some devastating backbreakers in his arsenal.
Face first into the guardrail goes Roderick Strong.
Roderick Strong could be bleeding right here. Those guardrails are notorious for slicing and dicing the talent here in Ring of Honor.
And we'll see just how intelligent El Generico thinks he is if he can capitalize on this crucial mistake by Strong.
Sunset flip? Anybody? Anybody?
Trying to bring himself back into the ring right across the knee of Roderick Strong. Devastation to the back of Generico.
It was a decent sunset flip attempt. But Roderick Strong showing his experience one step ahead of the Masked Man. Who, by the way, is very familiar music, Dave Prazak.
Olay.
Where have I heard that before?
I'm not sure. I think it's Samoa Joe. No, anyway. Has him down now. Roderick Strong now just going to work on Generico in the ropes as Paul Turner applies the count.
And this is something I've noticed here, Dave Prazak. You see relentless Roderick Strong right here, bending the man's back over that middle cable. A year ago, he might have been stalling a little bit like Kevin Steen earlier. A year ago, he might have been on his knees like El Generico is right now. But one of the rumors around the locker room is he's developed a new submission finisher. And for somebody who has such high-impact backbreakers and so many finishing maneuvers, to add a submission finish to his already deep arsenal of moves is just, he's that much more of a dangerous competitor now because of this.
It makes him a fierce athlete in ROH competition, as if he wasn't already. And just lighting up Generico in the corner. Boot right across the throat. Of course, Generico, much like Kevin Steen, building his early name in the EWR promotion and looking to work his way permanently onto the ROH roster. Butterflies the arms. Butterfly suplex from Roderick Strong.
Working on that back. He is going to break your back. He damn near almost broke James Gibson's back. You hurt a guy like James Gibson so bad that your tag team partner Spanky has to throw in the towel. Now, I'm not going to say that he agreed with that. He was actually pretty mad at Spanky. I did talk to him after that. but Gibson's the enforcer for, I'm sorry, Roderick Strong is the enforcer for Generation Next. He was sent after Homicide to soften up Homicide for Aries, and then he was sent after Gibson, and he hurt Gibson. And tonight we got to see if Gibson's going to be 100% for his title match.
Knee right into the back of El Generico. Now basically a full Nelson with his legs, doing even more damage to the back, as well putting pressure on the leg, on the arms and the neck. Trying to roll him into a pinning predicament right here.
He does, very nice.
But only gets a near fall out of it.
Roderick Strong in this match has no agenda except to send a message to the rest of the Ring of Honor locker room. He's not softening him up for anybody but himself.
Staying on his feet.
Suplex.
Firing away with forearms to Roderick Strong. Reversal of the whip. Generico into the ropes, duck of the clothesline. Off he comes. Wheelbarrow suplex attempt by Roderick. Full Nelson applied and down across the knee.
How many backbreakers does Kid think he has? Seriously, Dave.
I've lost count just in this matchup. Rolls him over, goes for the cover. No, but only 2 for Roderick Strong on that attempt. Gotta hand it to Generico staying in this matchup. He has endured quite a bit, especially to his back. Crowd getting behind Roderick here a little bit. Forearm shot to the jaw of El Generico, staggered into the corner.
Oh, the Masked Man is worse for wear, just getting kicked in the side of the face.
And again, using that rope to choke away now. Pulls Generico back up. Another solid shot right across the chest. Roderick now with Generico. Takes the buckle. Roderick comes charging. Up and over, but staying on the apron. Elbow from Generico. Out to the apron he goes now. Solid shot right there across the chest.
Desperation DDT on the apron. El Generico all the way to the floor. Roderick Strong in the center of the ring now, dazed and confused.
Generico struggling to reach for the ropes to crawl back inside the ring. He's got Roderick Strong down, but can he capitalize?
He's pulling himself in. Roderick Strong's getting to his feet.
Springboard body press from El Generico.
Took the words right out of my mouth, Dave.
Roderick Strong sent to the ropes. Back body drop. Generico on fire here. Connects with a back heel kick. Again sending Strong down. Looking for the split leg moonsault. Taking a chance. It's all on the line for Generico right here. But can't put him away.
And there's the experience factor right there. Hey, mistakes happen, you know. This kid needs to be a little bit more seasoned. Maybe next time he won't make that same mistake. And you better believe Roderick Strong won't even let him.
Looking to follow up now, ringing away on the arm, belly to back suplex positioning. Sits down with it.
Blue Thunder Bomb.
But not enough. Strong gets his shoulder up as now Generico thinks about what do I got to do to try to put him away. A victory over Roderick Strong tonight would mean a lot for the career of El Generico. Sunset flip takes him over, but only 2.
Finally got that flip he was looking for earlier.
Firing away on the jaw of Roderick Strong. Backs him into the corner now. Strong takes the buckle. Generico maybe looking for that big running boot in the corner. As he prepares and charges, Roderick catches the leg. Right across the knee. Yet another devastating backbreaker. Cover from Strong.
But he doesn't hook the leg.
Gets that shoulder up on the shoulders now.
He's just toying with Generico at this point, and I've heard so much about this devastating submission maneuver he has. I gotta wonder if he's not even trying to pin the man with one of his backbreakers.
Roll up from Generico, another near fall. Roderick with the big boot right to the face. That could be it right there. No, able to get his shoulder up at 2. Generico definitely impressing. He's hanging in there with Roderick Strong, not backing down one bit, not getting intimidated. He wants to earn a spot. Strong pulls him back up. Works his way out of it. Boot to the midsection. Holding on to the single-handed knuckle lock. Walking the ropes, some extra leverage, and plants him with a DDT.
A tremendous maneuver showing El Generico still got some life. Great tight cover. Still only a 2 count. Roderick Strong still alive. Generico's got to bring the fight to him, and he's got to bring it to him right now, Dave.
Every second counts here as Generico contemplates his next move. Trying to pull Roderick Strong back up off the canvas. Took too much time.
Going for the backbreaker. Gets a rolling prawn hold. Only a 2 count.
Nice maneuver right there from Generico. Fires away on Strong. Backed into the corner once again. Into the buckle he goes.
Now we'll see that big boot.
And this time he connects. Right to the face in the corner. Waist lock. German suplex. Folds him in half.
He's trying to bridge to cover the man, but he's landed right on the top of his head.
Only 2.
Maybe you can pin the guy if he lands on his ear in Mexico. I don't know, but somebody's got to tell El Generico his shoulder's got to be down.
He did damage to the man, but not having his shoulders down on the bridge in that German suplex could have been the decision in this matchup. As Generico looking to follow up once again.
Just pulling Roderick Strong up to his feet. Maybe trying to go for that brainbuster Generico's been known to use, but he can't even get the man up. Oh, it just flips him out. This could be it, Dave.
Roderick Strong's new submission finisher, knee right in the back, Boston Crab. And Generico tapped.
Just like that, it's over. He tapped after being in that hole for about 2 seconds. Think of your back being so softened up that you can't stand to be in a hole for 2 seconds.
Cabana, I've heard again you're making fun of me in the locker room. Saying I got a funny accent, and that's great. That's good for Jolly, Sunshine. Keep doing it. Keep doing it, Sunshine. Keep doing your little good times, great memories. Keep making fun of me, because that's all you're ever going to be doing. You know, that's why we didn't win those tag team belts. We had a great match at Dayton, and you got potential, Sunshine, but when you're joking around and acting like a goof, that's all you're ever going to be. All right? You need to take this business seriously, because I'm getting pretty damn tired of you making fun of it, alright? Which is what I'm going to do tonight. I'm going out there, and I'm going to take it seriously, and I'm going to get a shot at the pure title, or I'm going to get a shot at the heavyweight title, Sunshine. So you can either get serious and join on, and hopefully you can get a shot at one of them either, or else, well, let's just leave it at this, Sunshine. I ain't going to stand around and wait for you. I'm getting pretty damn tired of it.
Accompanied by Lacey and Cloudy at a
Tag team action, CM Punk as
Wait,
Lacey's...
wait. What? Lacey's what?
Lacey's Angels.
No, what were the Boston fans saying?
Never mind that. It is Deranged teaming up with Cheech, accompanied by Lacey and Cloudy, to take on the tandem of Dixie and Azrael. The remnants of Special K collide as we have the opening bell.
And Cheech, I wonder if Barry Manilow knows he stole his purple velour pants. What is that?
That's his ring gear. As they circle right now, Dixie and Cheech lock up. Paul Turner in charge of the action. Side headlock grab by Dixie as Cheech backs him into the ropes and sends him off.
I expect this one to be fast, Dave. This one's going to be super, super quick.
Junior heavyweight action here. Going for the shoulder tackle once again, but Cheech holding his ground. Off the ropes comes Dixie, goes through the legs, and takes him over with a side headlock.
See, that was quick. I told you. Hey, where's Izzy at anyway? Wasn't Izzy scheduled?
I have absolutely no idea where Izzy's at. Hopefully Lacey's keeping tabs on him, as she is one of the most shrewd business women in Ring of Honor right now. I don't know exactly what Cloudy's deal is.
He just does a lot of drugs.
I think that is the deal.
That sums him up in a nutshell right there.
Step over by Cheech, meets the elbow from Dixie.
In fact, they used to sum up everybody in this match until Azrael and Dixie decided to get mad serious. And right now they're tearing it up. They had a stellar match with Izzy and Deranged back to basics. I mean, you saw it, Dave. The match was awesome.
Amazing, and this matchup should certainly go alongside that, as now Azrael with the side headlock on Cheech. Azrael has really come into his own since getting serious and breaking away from Special K. Cheech now with the side headlock.
They didn't so much break away as they threw that name in the garbage when they won it at Back to Basics. They won that name. They had the right to call themselves Special K, but they decided to chuck it, get serious.
Going for the double stomp right there, but Cheech connects with a kick to the back. Fires away on Azrael, now backed into the ropes. Sent off, rolls underneath the clothesline attempt, and connects with the back heel kick, sending Cheech through the ropes and out to the floor. And we see Azrael take a chance right here. As Cloudy getting him away, referee had his back turned to the action. A low blow right there as Deranged just laughs in his face. Back out to the apron he goes like he did absolutely nothing as Cheech puts the boots to Azrael.
Why is Cloudy dressed up?
I guess because he's the businessman to go alongside Lacey. As now Deranged tagged in.
Lacey's sick. She's like playing house. She's playing like dress up with all these kids, and they don't know any better.
Forearm shot from Deranged, now with Azrael, sent to the ropes. Connects with the elbow, and down he goes to the canvas. Rolls him over, drops the knee down on the side of the face.
He's a very slow and almost methodical Deranged. I've never seen him this way before.
Maybe new direction from Lacey, trying to get serious herself.
Well, there's definitely bad blood between these two teams. I mean, you know, when you get saddled with a dumb name like Lacey's Angels.
Chop right across the chest right there from Azrael as Deranged sent in. Going for the tilt-a-whirl backbreaker, staying on his feet, connects with the forearm, holding onto the wrist of Deranged. And another low blow right there. This time the referee sort of saw it, but said it was not below the belt. Connects with the kick, and Deranged in command.
Well, Paul Turner needs to get his eyes checked. That was as low as a low kick gets. Nice handspring into a moonsault.
Nice athleticism right there, but can't put him away as Turner keeps Dixie in his own corner. We got Lacey and Cloudy on opposite sides of the ring now.
How distracting. That's got to be so tough when you're in the match. You're trying to find what corner your tag partner is, and you got Lacey and Cloudy screaming at you.
Not one, but two weirdos on the floor to take your mind off the game.
Are you saying Lacey's a weirdo?
Not at all. Double team strategy right here. Azrael into the buckle. Nice shoulder block in the corner from Cheech. Deranged follows up with the running knee. Flapjack coming up. They turn it into a slam. Back first down to the canvas.
Oh, come on.
Again, Paul Turner tied up with Dixie in the opposite corner. Another low blow. Cheech with the cover, but Dixie makes the save. He almost got to at this point as the referee. There's so much he's missing because of all the shenanigans around the ring.
Oh, there's so much poor Azrael's missing right now. Like one of his testicles.
Plants him with the body slam. Cheech. A very cocky cover right there. And
not
Lacey
gonna beat
doesn't seem
anybody that
pleased
way.
with that either.
Lacey doesn't ever seem pleased with anything.
Azrael with a solid shot. And once again, right across the chest of Cheech. Goes to the eyes. Draws a warning from the official.
Surprised he didn't just kick him in the balls again.
Chin breaker right there. Takes him down by the leg. Now tying up the leg. Referee's got to watch the shoulders right there of Azrael as Cheech back to a standing position with the legs tied up. And almost like a reverse curb stop right there.
Right in the man's throat out of the Indian deathlock. Once again, Dixie scrambling to make that save. No matter what they've done to Azrael, he's still clutching at his abdomen.
Tag deranged back into the matchup. Another double team maneuver coming up right here. Springboard ace crusher right there.
That's it. Dixie makes the save again, trying to pull Azrael into the corner.
Gotta hand it to Azrael hanging in there despite all of the double team maneuvers, and you can call it triple or quadruple teaming with Cloudy and Lacey on the floor running interference.
I'm not so sure he was kicking out of that ace crusher. Dixie had to make the save for his team to stay alive in this match.
Deranged looking to follow up. Letting the fans here in Dorchester hear it. Fires away on Azrael once again. Frequent tags on the side of Lacey's Angels as now Cheech back into the match.
Did you say Dorchester?
Dorchester. Just outside of Boston, punk. Stay focused. Cheech with Azrael back to a standing position. Another chop right across his chest. And again. Irish whip. Azrael takes the buckle, gets his boot up into the face of Cheech. Second turnbuckle on the inside. Again, kicks him right in the mush. Blockbuster off the ropes from Azrael. And he's got Cheech down. He needs to make the tag right here to a very fresh Dixie waiting on the apron.
Dixie doing what he has to do to let Azrael know what corner he's in. Leaning over that top rope.
Referee applying a count on both wrestlers, looking to crawl their way to their corner to make the tag. And
Dixie's just itching to get in there. Dixie and Deranged one-on-one.
Firing away on Deranged. Cheech gets more of the same from Dixie. He's all fired up. Turns Deranged inside out. Cheech's in. Back body drop. Backbreaker right over the knee for Deranged. Dixie taking on both men all by himself, giving Azrael some much-needed time to regroup. Plants him with the slam.
Dixie is a house of fire. Dragging the man into the corner. Tags in Azrael. We got a double team maneuver coming up.
What can we see right here? Leg drop off of the shoulders of Dixie. High impact maneuver right there. Now taking the action to Deranged, sent in the ropes. They both ducked their heads and paid the price. Dug in the clothesline by Deranged, boot to the midsection of Dixie. A brutal combination of kicks right there from Azrael. Hooks that leg. Oh, not only two.
Azrael's still the legal man. Deranged getting beat like Azrael owns him.
Pulling him back up once again. Backs him into the corner. Chop right across the chest. Deranged sent in. Up and over he goes on the neck of Azrael. Reverse run into a pile driver. 1, 2, and 3. Lacey's Angels score the victory over Azrael and Dixie.
From Seattle, Washington, weighing 182
Pure title is on the line in our next contest as Jay Lethal is set to defend against Spanky. Joining me at this time on commentary, taking CM Punk's chair, Jimmy Bauer. Should be an excellent contest.
I'm really looking forward to this one. Jay Lethal's first defense of the Pure title. Spanky trying to get things underway in a hurry. Lethal moving out of the way. And I gotta say, Dave, I am glad I am not Jimmy Rave right now, because CM Punk just flew right past me. It's like a switch turned on in his head. He has gone into kill mode. He's going to take on Jimmy Rave next, and I got a feeling we are going to see some bloodshed. I think that he's going to split Jimmy Rave's head wide open.
CM Punk definitely on the warpath tonight, and a very good opportunity here for Spanky, going for the Pure title, trying to really make an impact here in ROH during year 2005.
Spanky has been a huge addition to Ring of Honor this year. Of course, he made his return to ROH, and it all begins with a great victory over Alex Shelley. Since that time, he has really shined in event after event after event with several Match of the Year candidates, and that is not an exaggeration. A lot of people think I throw that term around loosely, but believe me, just check out Spanky's matches against, let's say, James Gibson and Dayton at the 3rd Anniversary Celebration Part 2. That was one of the most emotional matches I've ever seen. Those two truly able to perform their art against each other for the first time. You want to talk about the Bryan Danielson match at the last show, the Best of American Super Juniors. They stole the show in the very opening match. Spanky also in one of the greatest tag team matches in Ring of Honor history at Back to Basics. Just check out the ROHWrestling.com message board for proof of that. And also Spanky involved with perhaps the best match in the Trios tournament back on March the 5th in Philadelphia. So Spanky on fire, but can that momentum lead him to a title victory right here against Jay Lethal?
Both of these men jockeying for position right here as Lethal with hold of the head of Spanky, trying to work his way out of the front chancery right here. Looking for leverage to maneuver his way into grabbing hold of the arm of Jay Lethal and takes him down face first to the canvas.
Real quick for our new viewers out there, of course, Pure title matches are contested under different rules. First of all, there's a 20 count on the floor. Normally there's no countouts in Ring of Honor matches. You only get 3 rope breaks to break up a pinfall or submission attempt. Once you use up those 3 rope breaks, not only can the ropes no longer save you, but your opponent can use them. The ropes are in play. No closed fist to the face, and the title can change hands on a disqualification or a countout.
Trying to keep hold of the chin of Spanky, but he works his way out of that as Lethal trying to keep hold of Spanky.
One of the other big stories coming into this match is the investigation around who attacked Jay Lethal at the Trios tournament. If you saw that home release, you know that Jay Lethal was attacked from behind and had his eye kicked shut. It was swelled shut. That happened early in the night. Lethal, showing a tremendous amount of courage and guts, still went on to wrestle that night. And not only that, but he won the Pure title that night. But right now the question is, who attacked him? Do you have any clue, Dave?
I've heard absolutely nothing.
I know that ROH officials are conducting an investigation. They looked at the embassy as the top people who might have done it, but you know what? The embassy all have alibis. Maybe it's someone connected to the embassy. I don't know. But right now, ROH officials are on the case.
Right now, Jay Lethal with the side headlock on Spanky, looking for the leverage as he backs Lethal into the ropes and sends him off. Shoulder tackle, bowls over Spanky. Lethal hits the ropes, steps over the body of Spanky. Leapfrog from Spanky. And a nice arm drag, keeping hold of Jay Lethal's arm and down on the canvas. Referee Todd Sinclair checking on the shoulders of Lethal. As he sits up with it, Spanky's still holding onto that arm. Knee driven right across the side of the head, making it more difficult for Lethal to try to counter out of this. Bridges up and successfully gets back to a kneeling position.
You better believe Jay Lethal is going to be watching the double stakes four-corner survival after this match if he's victorious here, because he's going to have to defend the pure title against the winner of the first fall of that match. But of course, right now he's got to worry about Spanky, who's as tough as they come.
Up and over in the corner goes Jay Lethal. Nice agility landing on his feet, but Spanky connects.
That was a close
fist.
Now that will be a warning for Spanky. If he uses another closed fist, he will be penalized a rope break, and if he is out of rope breaks, he'll be disqualified. I guess that Spanky not too familiar with the pure title rules. Perhaps that's instinct taking control there.
Takes a little getting used to. Spanky, since his time off from Ring of Honor, some new things have come into play, and he's learning through experience, much like some of the newcomers are. As now Spanky sent to the ropes, goes through the legs of Jay Lethal, looking for another arm drag, blocks it, and connects with the elbow. Lethal now, once again, picks up Spanky and plants him with the body slam. Lateral press, not hooking the leg though, only gets two.
Jay Lethal, a protege of Samoa Joe, and it should be interesting to note that Samoa Joe has made waves about wanting to go after that pure title.
Landing on his feet there is Spanky. Drop toe hold and right into the second rope goes Lethal.
Dave, I gotta know though, who attacked Jay Lethal backstage at the Trios tournament?
Well, hopefully we'll find out with a little bit more investigation.
I mean, I gotta give Jay Lethal all the credit in the world for even wrestling that night. His eye just swelled shut.
Hooking onto that top rope, not allowing himself to be sent to the ropes by Spanky. Sends Spanky off now. Kicks away at the arm of Lethal. Blocks that attempt by Spanky. Belly to back suplex right on his shoulder.
What a great crowd we have tonight here in Dorchester. I'll go on record right now to say that this might be the best crowd to ever attend an ROH show in the Boston area. Such a tremendous atmosphere here tonight. Spanky's got to watch out for that count though.
Lethal hits the ropes and goes soaring, but sort of sidestepped him, and the arm of Jay Lethal collided with the guardrail. That could cost him.
Spanky definitely throwing Lethal into the guardrail there, and Spanky obviously has a strategy to go after that arm of Jay Lethal, and if he's able to injure that arm, Jay Lethal might not be able to get that dragon suplex.
Driving the back of Spanky into the rail, trying to do a little bit of damage to his opponent here.
Dave, they gotta watch a count. Jay Lethal tossing Spanky in.
Both men back inside the ring now. Spanky trying to get away from Lethal, goes for the cover, but Spanky gets that shoulder up.
Todd Sinclair, the head official here in ROH, doing a great job as always.
Trying to pull him back up, but he'll have none of it. Lethal trying to shake out that arm as he pulls Spanky back up. Vertical suplex possibly coming up. Nice snap on that suplex.
Jay Lethal, touted by many as a future star, and I think that you're seeing him realize that potential right here. And obviously, if he's a pure champion, and if he's able to defend that belt against somebody like Spanky, you can't call him a star.
Side Russian leg sweep by Lethal, tying up the legs of Spanky now.
Whoa! Lethal punching the back of Spanky as well.
Brutal submission hold, but he reaches the ropes, and Sinclair asks for the break.
That's a rope break right there. Spanky's first. Lethal now trying to pull him off. Spanky grabbing the ropes for his life.
And kicking away at Lethal, lands a shot right to the mouth.
That's another close fist. That's going to cost Spanky a rope break. Spanky is down 2 rope breaks. Once again, instinct maybe taking control of Spanky. In a normal match, he can't throw those punches. He can rely on those punches. Not able to modify his style for these pure title rules. Spanky now down 2 rope breaks. He only has 1 left.
Nice backbreaker right across the knee again, staying on that body part of Spanky in this matchup.
Jay Lethal's arm might be hurting him, but right now Spanky's lower back is aching in pain.
And just kicking away at that back as Spanky tries to crawl away from Jay Lethal, staying on the attack.
You know, Dave, we've seen the aggressiveness of Spanky before, and maybe that's why he ended up throwing those close-fist punches. That aggressiveness definitely hurting him in this match.
Takes a little bit of getting used to the pure title rules.
Of course, these two did meet at Back to Basics in that awesome tag team main event.
Face first into the turnbuckle goes Lethal. Spanky grabs hold of that arm and divorce courts the arm using the ropes for leverage. And now Fujiwara armbar cinched in by Spanky. Lethal's in a bad way.
Will Lethal tap the belt away here?
Referee checking to see if he needs to give it up here. Trying to crawl toward the ropes. And Lethal uses a rope break right there.
That is a huge move right there for Spanky as he is able to get Jay Lethal to use one of his rope breaks. Now Jay Lethal only has an advantage of 1 rope break over Spanky.
Staying on that arm and that shoulder, forcing him down to the canvas and driving that arm down to the mat. Drives the knee into the shoulder to follow up. Spanky off the ropes now. Again, comes charging with the knee.
Part of the strategy of these matches is that you do want to get your opponent to use his rope breaks and use them early, because if your opponent uses all his rope breaks, you have a huge advantage in this kind of match. This crowd into both men.
Spanky hits the ropes once again, but gets met with the back heel kick from Jay Lethal. He's got Spanky dazed. Both men are down, very weakened at this point. Lethal trying to shake some life back into that arm, while Spanky still with a bad back, and back to work on that back goes Lethal.
Jay Lethal showing veteran presence in that ring as he is just punishing the lower back. There's that dragon suplex!
Oh, Spanky avoided it, staying on his feet, connects with the super kick right to the jaw.
Let's see, Spanky, he's going for sliced bread.
And he hit it. Up the ropes he goes. Countered, he caught him. But he reaches the ropes.
That is not a rope break, though, as it is not breaking up a submission or a pinfall into a gut-wrench suplex.
Well, successfully avoiding taking sliced bread number 2 from Spanky.
Another veteran-like reversal from Jay Lethal there.
Goes for the cover. But no, Spanky gets his shoulder up. Spanky avoiding the dragon suplex of Jay Lethal, and of course Lethal avoiding sliced bread number 2. 2 key moves from both men, able to counter signature maneuvers of their opponent. Connects with the drop kick.
Once again to the back. And look at Spanky, he's having trouble getting to his feet, much like James Gibson on the last show, and that's what caused Spanky to throw in the towel.
Tries to push Lethal away, but he comes charging with the boot. Back Spanky into the corner. Irish whip into the buckle goes Spanky.
And just getting whipped into the buckle like that punishes the back.
Once again, you can see the expression of pain on the face of Spanky as he's just slumped over in the corner. Todd Sinclair right in there to see if he needs to give it up. Again into the buckle. Just driving his back into the buckle. Now Lethal with Spanky. Drops him down with the suplex.
A running vertical suplex, very unique.
Climbing up top now, the pure champion soars. Going for the diving headbutt, but Spanky moves out of the way.
And look at Spanky, there's that aggressiveness, there's that spark. He follows up with an elbow.
Now Spanky pulls Lethal back up. Vertical suplex of his own. Sets Lethal up as now Spanky looking to climb the turnbuckles in the corner.
He loves to go for the frog splash, I think, yes.
And he hits it. 1, 2, no. Lethal able to kick out and going right after that arm. He's been working on that arm. Cross arm breaker. Cinched in by Spanky. Will Lethal give it up or can he make the ropes? Again, he's only used 1 rope break thus far.
Lethal's thinks he's willing to use that rope break, and he does. We're even at 2 rope breaks apiece. Spanky right back to the arm. Now, if he gets Lethal to use another rope break, and he gets an arm submission on Lethal after that, the ropes cannot save Jay Lethal.
Pure title on the line right here. We can see a new champion crowned. But Lethal,
He's powering out.
uses his strength to save his arm from even more punishment. Drives Spanky down to the canvas. And again, out to the apron goes Lethal.
At the same time, Dave, that did more damage to the back of Spanky. Can Lethal follow up?
Connects with a diving headbutt. Right to the back of Spanky. Goes for the cover. Hook of the leg. But he gets his shoulder up. Spanky really wants to impress, wants to add some gold around his waist here in 2005.
Oh, he stated that's his goal in ROH. He has one goal, and that's to win titles. You notice when Lethal was getting up, he was going back to that arm. Maybe the adrenaline's wearing off a little bit, and the arm is beginning to hurt a little bit more.
Connects with the elbow. Spanky staying on his feet. Lethal with the back heel kick off the second rope. Can he follow up here?
All those eyes of those great fans glued on this action.
Big clothesline from Lethal. Takes Spanky down once again. But again, he's got that bad arm.
Can he hit the dragon? That's the big question right now.
Going for it. He's got it. Connects with the dragon suplex.
Spanky, he just used his third rope break, but he had to. That was the only thing that could have saved him.
And now the ropes are in play for Jay Lethal.
For instance, a tarantula-like submission would be legal right now for Jay Lethal. Lethal, the champion, with a huge advantage. He's going for another dragon. It's all over if he hits it.
Breaks the full Nelson. Lethal once again hooks it. Hogan once again. Chin breaker over the shoulder from Spanky. Splice spread number 2. No.
Lethal pushed Spanky off.
Able to counter, but Spanky connects with the running boot, knocking Lethal to the floor.
Lethal has to watch a count out there. He's only got 20. He can't lose the belt on a count out.
Todd Sinclair up to a count of 5. Spanky back to his feet. High impact dive from Spanky takes Lethal down to the floor here in Dorchester.
Right now, both men have to pay attention to that count.
A very taxing matchup for the pure title on the bodies of both competitors. Kicks away Lethal as he tries to pull Spanky back down off the apron. Shot to the back of Spanky, staying on that body part. Rams Lethal into the turnbuckle.
Well, there's nothing too pure about that. More aggressiveness from Spanky. He's going for sliced bread. Oh, Lethal pushed him off again.
Able to counter once again. Shot to the midsection of Spanky. Ropes are in play for Jay Lethal right here.
Spanky can't get out of this. It's a Boston Crab in the ropes.
And Spanky taps.
He had no choice. There was no way of getting out of that. But at another classic match for Spanky, Jay Lethal successful in his first pure title defense. The only question remains, who attacked Jay Lethal at the Trios tournament? Hopefully we'll get some answers soon.
I'm putting my man, Drew in the ring to take on the coming man. Mike, I want you to break him from limb to limb. Show these idiots that the embassy is not here.
Unbelievable.
Jimmy Rave finding any excuse in the book to back out of this match tonight. However, CM Punk is going to be faced with the Killer Cruel, Prince Nana's bodyguard, and look who Punk has in his corner, the legendary WWE Hall of Famer, Bobby the Brain Heenan.
Nobody better to have in your corner to go against Nana and the Embassy than Bobby Heenan. Handful of CM Punk's hair tosses him down to the canvas.
Cruel very aggressive on the onset here, choking Punk. I still can't believe it. What a ripoff. Jimmy Rave, not even wrestling. I mean, an elephant riding accident, come on. This is a man that blinded CM Punk with bug spray. This is a man that took out CM Punk's girlfriend, Tracy Brooks, with the Rave Clash, and I don't know if we'll ever see Brooks again. This is a man that tried to scrape the straight edge tattoo, the identity of CM Punk, off his body with a cheese grater, and now Punk will not get the opportunity to get revenge. Instead, he is faced with this big, tough, the Killer Cruel.
A definite powerhouse going to work on the midsection of CM Punk as he pulls him out of the corner now. Vertical suplex from Cruel.
You better believe one thing though, Dave Prazak, and that is that Prince Nana never in a million years will be able to outsmart Bobby the Brain Heenan.
Not at all. As now Punk on the second rope, the life just being choked out of him.
You also have to watch out for Oman Tortuga and Jade Chung in the corner of the Embassy.
Punk takes the buckle. Belly to belly suplex overhead. Cruel goes for the cover. But can't put him away. Not that easily. There's too much aggression in CM Punk against the Embassy to be put away that quickly.
This has to be deflating for CM Punk though. He thought that he would be ripping into Jimmy Rave right now, splitting his head wide open, mangling his face, disfiguring him, and instead he's faced with this big tough enforcer.
It's obvious Rave wants nothing to do with CM Punk, doesn't want to get in the ring with him, but he'll send this big guy after him.
Oh yeah, but he'll blind CM Punk. He'll take out his girlfriend. He'll try to scrape the tattoos off Punk's body, but then he won't wrestle Punk when it's time to pay the price.
Punk connects with the elbow, has Cruel dazed, rolls underneath the attempt at the lariat, and knocks the big man down. Every time he gets up, Punk takes him back down to the mat. Inverted atomic drop from CM Punk. Hits the ropes. Back heel kick sends Cruel down, and Punk's all fired up. He wants his hands on Jimmy Rave.
Bobby Heenan showing his support at ringside. Prince Nana has had encounters with legendary managers before. We saw him try to one-up Jim Cornette at Midnight Express reunion, and well, he basically did by bringing down Ricky Morton before Morton ended up to be a waste of money for Nana. And there's Nana right now, and look at Heenan!
Heenan neutralizing Nana on the apron, grabs hold of the leg. Heenan won't put up with any of that garbage. Punk now, going for the Okada roll, rolls him up. 2, and that's it. CM Punk scores the victory.
A small measure of revenge for CM Punk, but you know that he's not going to rest until he gets his hands on Jimmy Rave.
to hell!
Anything in my life. You want to take things away from me? I'm gonna make you famous.
James Gibson, tonight's the night. Tonight's the night that you take your world-class abilities and take on the world champion. Now, you may ask yourself, why am I the world champion? Well, it's real simple. Because I've been taking this belt all over the globe and defending it against all comers. I've been taking it from territory to territory to territory and taking on the best. And you see, James Gibson, just like all those times in the past, tonight when that bell rings, there will be one hand raised in victory, and that will be my hand, Austin Aries. And you see, after that match, there's something tonight called the Four Corner Survival Match. And the winner of that match is going to get a shot at my title. Well, let me just warn whoever that person is that with your aspirations of being the champ come certain risks, come certain consequences, certain roadblocks. What I'm talking about is this man right here, Roderick Strong. See, Roderick, man, you've been breaking backs left and right. See that new submission you got where you bend him in half and you hear that snap, crackle, pop?
It's nice.
You've been unstoppable. And I think when Jack Evans comes back, that's exactly what that team's going to be, unstoppable. You guys are going to win the ROH tag belts. You see, and then Generation Next will have complete dominance over ROH. Let's get out of here.
Introducing first, from Southwest Detroit, Michigan, weighing 199 pounds,
for the first ever double stakes four-corner survival. There you see a tension-filled handshake with Colt Cabana and Nigel McGuinness. The rules of this one are simple. It is like a regular four-corner survival, meaning that tags are needed. However, the winner of the first ball will receive a pure title shot. He will then leave the match. The loser of the first ball will be eliminated. The final two men will then compete in a singles match, and the winner of that match will get a world title shot in the future.
A lot of opportunities for these four men in this contest.
This crowd red hot for these four, showing their appreciation. Nigel, he doesn't appreciate Colt Cabana making fun of his English accent. He wants Cabana to start this match out. Cabana and Nigel had that absolutely incredible match at the third anniversary celebration part 2 in Dayton. Just an exhibition of European style wrestling. Cabana getting the one up in that one. It was a friendly rivalry. They then formed a tag team, almost won the tag titles. Nigel McGuinness blaming Cabana for the loss, saying if Cabana was more focused, if he took it more seriously, if he wasn't worried about Delirious that night or having good times, great memories that night, maybe they would be tag team champions.
Greco-Roman knuckle lock right here as both men interlace their fingers, kicks away one hand of the knuckle lock, does Nigel, sweeps the legs of Cabana and grabs hold of the leg, twisting away on the ankle. Turns Cabana over, both men back to their feet, single leg takedown by McGuinness, twisting away on the leg of Cabana. Rolls over once again, and Nigel brings Cabana back to his feet, grabs hold of the head.
There's definitely a lot of pride on the line in these exchanges.
And the crowd a little bit split between these two.
Cabana having a good time in there as always, and that's what's really pissing off Nigel McGuinness.
Cabana holding onto the wrist lock. Nigel snaps him over. Cabana right back to his feet, grabbing hold of the wrist once again. Another snap there from McGuinness. Tries to grab a chin lock, but Cabana holding onto that arm.
You know, I said pissed off, Dave. That might be a little too strong of a term right now. It's more like annoyed.
Takes a Cabana over by the arm. But again, right to the wrist lock goes Cabana. These two men know each other very well.
Colt Cabana, of course, had the match of his life to kick off the third anniversary celebration in Elizabeth, New Jersey, coming within a millisecond of becoming the ROH World Champion. So you know that he wants to get that title shot again. He came so close to defeating Austin Aries in that steel cage match back in New Jersey.
Again, these two at a stalemate. Draws a round of applause from the fans here in the Boston area. And Samoa Joe watches live.
Gary Moore getting the call to referee this bout. He's going to have his hands full. McGuinness going to the midsection with the shoulder there. I guess he's done playing games.
Master of the European uppercut, Cabana successfully avoids the second attempt. Takes the legs out from McGuinness and gets a near fall. Another shot to the midsection of Cabana. Both men feeling the effects as now Nigel with Cabana set into the ropes. Goes for the sunset flip. Takes Nigel over with it. But he bridges up, keeping his shoulders off the canvas. But Cabana trying to break that bridge of McGuinness. Kicking away at the head. That gets kicked in the face by Nigel. Holding press right there. But only a near fall for McGuinness. Again, twisting away on the way.
A definite game of one-upmanship going on.
Tosses Nigel back down to the mat. Rolls back to his feet. Neither man with a decided advantage and a little bit of a golf clap from Colt Cabana.
Cabana showing Nigel that he respects what he just did, but he still has that smirk on his face.
Nigel tags. In comes Alex Shelley.
The crowd wants Samoa Joe. Does Colt Cabana want to tag out, though? Doesn't look that way. Of course, Colt Cabana has had his problem with Alex Shelley in the past when Shelley was the leader of Generation Next. Since that time, Alex Shelley has tried to apologize to Colt Cabana. We saw that as it all begins last time in Boston. Cabana, though, not accepting the apology. Cabana is pretty much like everybody else in the ROH locker room, in that Shelley has apologized basically to the entire locker room for all the misdeeds that he did in 2004. No one is accepting the apology of Alex Shelley. Shelley is now involved in that war against Generation Next. Austin Aries, Roderick Strong, and Jack Evans. In fact, it was Jack Evans and Austin Aries who injured Alex Shelley in Chicago to end the third anniversary celebration week, and Alex Shelley was forced to miss the month of March with that injury.
It's hard to just forgive someone for all that. As Cabana now with Shelley in a compromising position, Will we see a low blow? Referee saying no, please don't do it. Again, ties up the legs, kicks away at the chest, and stretching out that leg of Alex Shelley.
You can tell Colt Cabana really wants one of these title shots, and he is not tagging out of this one.
Grabs hold of the leg of Cabana to prevent himself from getting kicked yet again. And now ties up Cabana's legs, grabs hold of the head down, front chancery, and snaps him over. Grabbing hold of the arm, hammerlock position by Shelley.
Can Alex Shelley find a friend in ROH? Can he find a tag team partner he can depend on?
Can Cabana find a tag right there? No. Grabs hold of that arm, tying it up. Ties up the legs once again. Submission predicament for Colt Cabana right here.
Right now, Cabana's got to get out of there, Dave.
Jockeying for position down on the canvas as Cabana now with Shelley's leg. Spinning toe hold now by Cabana. Grabs hold of the head of Alex Shelley. Right in the center of the ring, now butterflying the arm. Submission predicament right here, looking to wear him down.
Right now we are seeing these men try to find a weakness in their opponents. This is a match that really could be a very long and grueling match.
Really going to work on those arms and those shoulders of Alex Shelley. Forces his shoulders down to the canvas, but he rolls the shoulder up at 2. Again, grabbing hold of the head. Both men back to their feet, backed into the corner now, and Samoa Joe tags himself in.
This Boston crowd firmly behind Samoa Joe. Samoa Joe, the new ROH legend, the world champion for 21 months. He put them all down. Paul London, AJ Styles, Christopher Daniels, CM Punk, Homicide. The list goes on and on. Samoa Joe making the belt a world title, and now he wants to get back into the picture. He wants to get back into the title picture. He stated he wants the pure title because he wants to become the first man in ROH history to hold all 3 ROH titles. He needs the tag belts, of course, but first he's going after that pure title.
And when it's all about getting that first fall in this matchup, if Samoa Joe's goal is that pure title, he's got Alex Shelley holding onto his wrist right here, cranking away on the arm of Samoa Joe.
It will be interesting to see if Samoa Joe really, truly will go after the pure title, which of course is held still by his protege, Jay Lethal. But you got to know that Samoa Joe probably wants that world title back too. That always has to be in his head right now, especially since he came so close to regaining the title and defeating Austin Aries in Chicago.
Takes out the leg of Alex Shelley, covering up his head as Samoa Joe pounds down.
Big clubbing forearms.
Shelley saves himself, crawling underneath the bottom rope. Samoa Joe on a tear. He wants a belt, whether it's the world title, whether it's the pure title around his waist.
Let's see if Samoa Joe can back up his words and become the first man to hold all 3 ROH titles. That would pretty much make him the Babe Ruth of ROH.
Cabana back into the ring.
Of course, Colt Cabana and Samoa Joe, no strangers to each other. Cabana actually pinned Joe while he was champion at Survival of the Fittest in a non-title situation. Samoa Joe went on to defeat Colt Cabana in a title match at Death Before Dishonor 2 Part 2.
Cabana able to roll his way out of the wrist lock. Both men back to their feet, and they lock up. Samoa Joe into the hammerlock on classic Colt Cabana. Elbow to the side of the head of Samoa Joe, again rolling back to his feet and out of the hole.
Colt Cabana trying to play some mind games with Samoa Joe. That's not going to work though.
Samoa Joe's all business, very serious in that ring. Well, Cabana likes to have a little bit of fun, as now Joe with the side headlock applied.
Well, it takes a lot of mental toughness in addition to physical toughness to hold a world title for 21 months.
Holding onto the waist of Joe, half Nelson, works his way into the hammerlock. Cabana ringing away on the arm of Samoa Joe into the top wrist lock.
So far, Dave, no one's really been able to get a distinct advantage in this match.
Big power slam from Samoa Joe. That'll give him an advantage.
You're right about that. Joe now feeling the effects, tagging out. You might ask yourself, why would someone tag out in a match like this? I mean, you can't win a fall. Well, first and foremost, you might need a breather. You might be hurting. You might take the opportunity to rest up. And number two, why wouldn't you let somebody else come in and do some damage? Then you come in like a vulture and go for the kill.
Nigel McGuinness over the head of Colt Cabana. Headstand in the corner. Trademark Nigel McGuinness. Comes charging. Cabana saw the boot.
Does Cabana have a counter to this? This move has frustrated so many people.
Grabs hold of the boot once again. What's he gonna do?
And he falls for the trap. Gary Moore gets a 2 count, and once again Nigel McGuinness up in the corner. Cabana's confused. Well, I guess that's how you do it, Dave.
Samoa Joe found a way to knock Nigel off his perch, and he took Cabana down as well. They take their battle to the floor as Shelley with the backbreaker on Nigel inside the ring.
Shelley did tag himself in.
Kick right to the back of McGuinness. Another reason why you might tag out here in the early going of a match like this is if you are solely focused on that world title shot, if you don't even want a shot at that pure title. You want to see two of the other guys go at it and be in pure title contention and save yourself to be one of the remaining last two men.
That is definitely a strategy that could be employed in this match. We have a cover.
Samoa Joe breaks it up, all of his body weight with that back senton.
And you know what, Dave? That shows me that Samoa Joe does indeed want the pure title, because why else would you make the save there?
Stomping away at Nigel McGuinness, Samoa Joe going to work.
We've seen Samoa Joe and Nigel McGuinness collide before in Boston. In fact, on the last two Boston shows, they had a singles match and they were involved in a tag team match. Both excellent matches.
Nice combo of maneuvers from Samoa Joe.
Nigel McGuinness scored the victory over Jay Lethal back at Weekend of Thunder Night 1 when Samoa Joe was tagging for Lethal. So McGuinness getting the one-up there, and now Joe getting the one-up with those knees.
Right to the side of the head of McGuinness.
He's got the choke! He's got the choke!
Referee getting right in there to check on Nigel's condition.
Cabana thinking about making a save. If he doesn't, McGuinness is done. Cabana making a save. That shows that Cabana wants a pure title shot.
Samoa Joe had Nigel in the center of the ring in that choke, but Colt Cabana puts a stop to Joe's quest at gaining a pure title shot.
And look at Alex Shelley going off the apron there, making himself unavailable for the tag.
Could be an indication that Shelley would want the world title shot, but he is tagged in.
He just didn't want to be in there with a fresh Samoa Joe.
I don't blame him.
That's the cutting style of Alex Shelley. That's what earned him the ire in the locker room in 2004. And now Joe backing away from Nigel McGuinness. It looks like McGuinness is the one without a friend now.
Shelley pulling Nigel back into the middle of the ring. Neck breaker coming up and he drops him right down. Lateral press by Shelley, but Nigel keeps that shoulder off the canvas. Trying to crawl for the tag. Nigel looking for it, but Samoa Joe not wanting to tag himself in. A relatively fresh Alex Shelley at this point.
Maybe Alex Shelley has found himself an alliance with Samoa Joe. I would be shocked myself, but that's what we're seeing right here as they are working on Nigel McGuinness.
Chinlock applied by Shelley. Gary Moore getting in there to see if it turns into a choke. Trying to take the energy out of the British competitor.
You know that Alex Shelley wants that world title shot, though. He wants to get his hands on Austin Aries, the man that turned on him in Generation Next.
Nigel works his way out of the chin lock. Forearm shot. Shelley dishes it right back out. 3 forearms of his own. Comes charging off the ropes now and connects. Nigel, rope saved him right there, and he connects with the clothesline.
But does Nigel have somebody to tag to?
Both men dazed. Shelley looking for a tag. Nigel as well. Shelley inching his way towards Samoa Joe and tags. Nigel crawling toward Cabana. Joe with hold of the ankle of Nigel, keeping him away from Cabana, but he does tag.
Joe playing around too much. Surprising move from Samoa Joe, and Cabana's very well rested right now.
Connects with a drop kick. Joe staying on his feet. A second drop kick. Backs Joe into the corner. Cabana now. Reversal of the Irish whip. Cabana into the buckle. Gets his boot up. Dazes Samoa Joe. Cabana up top. Missile drop kick. Covered by Cabana. But Joe kicks out.
Let's see if Cabana can follow up. Can he finally get a singles title around his waist? He, of course, is a 2-time ROH Tag Team Champion. Oh, Joe going for that power slam, and Cabana holding onto the ropes. But Joe avoiding that elbow. Now he's taking it to Cabana.
Power bomb coming up. Oh, holds onto that leg right into the STF.
And look at McGinnis. Will he make the save for Cabana here?
STF applied by Samoa Joe. Will Cabana give it up?
Will McGinnis make the save? And yes!
Drops the knee. Nigel McGinnis saves Colt Cabana and saves himself a possible shot at the pure title.
Oh, look at that though. Nigel now taking it to Cabana.
Forearm down across the back. Nigel goes for the cover.
Well, he drove Cabana's shoulder into the mat there.
Shelley comes in with the drop kick, kicks Nigel to the floor, and comes down with the cross body to the floor.
Nigel McGinnis returning the favor for Colt Cabana before saving Cabana from the STF, whereas earlier Cabana saved Nigel from the choke. Cabana, though, is in bad shape.
Samoa Joe and Colt Cabana, the legal men in this matchup.
The choke!
This could be it for Colt Cabana right here.
Shelley and McGinnis are on the floor, and he's got the legs wrapped around Cabana. There's nowhere for Cabana to go.
Nigel trying to get in the ring to break it up.
Shelley is grabbing his leg, though.
And that's it. Colt Cabana is eliminated, and Samoa Joe earns himself a shot at the pure title.
You know what this means? Samoa Joe is going to wrestle his own protege. Jay Lethal might have defeated Spanky tonight. Spanky is among the best in the world. But could Jay Lethal defeat Samoa Joe? We're going to find out in the future.
A very intriguing matchup on the horizon right there. But left in this matchup, it'll be Nigel McGinnis and Alex Shelley to battle it out. The winner to get a shot at the world title.
Hold on a second, though. I think that Cabana's a little upset that Nigel didn't make the save there. McGinnis trying to explain that Alex Shelley was grabbing onto his leg. McGinnis has absorbed a lot of punishment in that first fall. It's now McGinnis and Shelley, the winner to get a world title shot. Can McGinnis finally realize his potential and get a place on top of the card? Can Alex Shelley score the victory here and get that opportunity against potentially Austin Aries? It could be James Gibson after tonight, but it's on. And look who's back, it's CM Punk. I'm going to step aside now.
CM Punk making his way back to the commentary table.
Prazak, I don't even know how long I'm going to be able to do this. I got a doctor in the back trying to hold me down to look at my throat. And of course, I'm still looking for Jimmy Rave because no matter how many times I say I'm more mad, I'm more pissed off, I want blood, he manages to slip one over on me once again. I've had it up to here with the embassy. I'm sick of Prince Nana. I'm sick of Killer Cruel. I'm sick of Oman Tortuga and every single tuba whore that they come out with. I'm going to disfigure Jimmy Rave. Because right now it hurts to even talk into this microphone. If he wants to play games, if he wants to bring out hardware, if he wants to bring out chains and all this other garbage, then that's the game we'll play. Because it's a game I've played with the best in this business, and it's a game I've won.
Well, at this point in time, commentary is the least of your concerns, Punk. Right now, Alex Shelley with Nigel McGuinness inside the ring.
You know, Dave, you're right. Commentary is the...
Yeah, you don't need to be doing commentary here,
My head is not in this right now, and I'm going to go look for Jimmy Ray, because when I find him, I'm going to send him home, and his mother is not going to be able to recognize him.
I'd hate to be Jimmy Rave right now. Punk leaving the commentary table. Jimmy Bauer, I don't know. Jimmy Rave is going to die at the hands of CM Punk.
Well, Jimmy Rave deserves it, quite frankly. How cheap was that? Faking the arm injury, jumping Punk from behind. But I gotta give Prince Nana all the credit in the world. He devised a plan that outsmarted Bobby the Brain Heenan. I mean, that's something else from Prince Nana. As devious and as wrong as it was, you've got to give Prince Nana credit there.
Credit, but he will eventually, in time, will pay the price. As right now, Nigel McGuinness and Alex Shelley just exchanging strikes here. Neither man going down. Again, winner of this pairing in the matchup to get the world title shot in the near future.
Either of these men will be faced with either Gibson or Aries. We'll find out who in the next match.
Just measuring him for that European uppercut. Countered by Shelley, looking for the backslide. Turns it around. Nigel tosses Shelley over the back. Ducks the clothesline attempt. Going for the kick. Nigel catches the foot. But does connect on the second attempt.
Cover! Gary Moore just a 2 count. The first ever double stakes 4-corner survival is delivering. We've seen some great wrestling in this one. We know that Samoa Joe will be going up against his protege, Jay Lethal, for the Pure title. We'll find out soon who's going to get that world title shot.
Alex Shelley, hammerlock position, but broke free.
I think he was going for that divorce court hammerlock again, Dave. Shelley moving out of the way.
A new maneuver that Nigel has been putting to use in recent months.
Of course, Nigel McGuinness loves to use that arm submission. That's why he's trying to soften up the arm, going for it again. No.
Third time's the charm. Hammerlock divorce court from McGuinness, doing crucial damage to the arm of Alex Shelley.
Now the question is, can McGuinness follow up with that arm submission? He's going for it right now. He's got it cinched in.
Will Alex Shelley be able to hang in there? Or will Nigel earn himself a shot at the world title? Shelley works his way out of the hole, trying to turn the tables. Border City stretch, cinched in by Shelley. Breaking back on the head.
We've seen him beat many men with this. McGuinness has to get to the ropes. He's close to tapping. Oh, you know the pain's got to be racing through the body of Nigel McGuinness right now. Can he reach those ropes?
Inching his way toward the ropes, and he does.
Alex Shelley, he tried to apologize to Jimmy Jacobs and was rejected. He tried to apologize to CM Punk and was rejected. He tried to apologize to Colt Cabana and was rejected. He is a man with no friends, no allies. But you know that if he gets that world title around his waist, he will achieve his goal.
Back to the arm goes McGuinness. Kicks away at it with the drop kick. And what a key part of Alex Shelley, really establishing himself on his own, separate from Generation X, if he were able to get that world title shot right here.
There's another hammerlock divorce court. Cover! Just a 2 count.
Nigel relentless, going back to work on that arm. Shelley definitely favoring that arm as McGuinness at a standing position, contemplating his next move.
This is becoming a very grueling contest. Who has the best stamina? Who can absorb the most punishment? Of course, McGuinness took far more punishment in the first fall than Alex Shelley.
Chop across the chest to McGuinness. Forearm down across Shelley's back.
We've seen a lot of hard-hitting strikes in this one. You notice Shelley's trying to protect that arm, though.
Doing his best as he goes to send McGuinness into the buckle, and he does. Nigel gets the boot up into the face.
He's going for that headstand again. And yes, he trapped Alex Shelley with it. Cover! The rope saving Alex Shelley.
High impact maneuver with the chin breaker. Elevation on the ropes for extra impact. Not enough to earn Nigel that title shot.
Let's see if McGinnis can follow up, though. He has to go for that arm submission.
Comes charging. Shelley stuns Nigel McGuinness. Sidesteps him in the corner now. Shelley traps the head. Swinging DDT and plants him.
How much punishment can McGinnis take? Shell shock! Shell shock! There's the cover! That's it! One of Alex Shelley's most dangerous moves. Shell shock gets him the victory. He's going to face the Gibson Aries winner. The code of honor followed by the champion and the challenger. Gibson with some additional words for Austin Aries. A first time ever match. The bell is rung. I can't wait.
What an opportunity for James Gibson here in Ring of Honor, going after the world title in Austin Aries. Two very well matched up wrestlers, about equal in size.
James Gibson has been an MVP of ROH so far this year. He committed to Ring of Honor in 2005, and boy, has he come through. We talked about the Spanky match in Dayton earlier. What a performance he had in the Best of American Super Juniors tournament. If it wasn't for Roderick Strong severely injuring his back, he might have won the tournament. There is no telling how far he could have gone. I certainly believe that he would have defeated Dragon Soldier B, and he is coming off a great match against Rocky Romero at Back to Basics.
We'll see if that back injury might come into play during this contest against Aries as they lock up in the center of the ring.
Austin Aries has been a proud ROH World Champion since defeating Samoa Joe for the belt at Final Battle 2004, and that is one of the greatest moments in ROH history. Big chop.
Sort of shoving James Gibson out of the corner there and gets chopped for his trouble. A little bit of a smirk from James Gibson right there, showing Aries that he won't be pushed around that ring.
Austin Aries is trying to bring back the days of the old territory world champion as he has taken the ROH title to different promotions, different regions of the country, and defending it against the best from each region. He's also taken the belt around the world as he has just come off a tour of Europe.
Tosses Aries down to the canvas. Drop toe hold from Gibson. Right into the front chancery he goes. Grabbing hold of the head of the world champion.
Austin Aries has even taken the belt up to Canada and successfully defended it. There's even negotiations right now for Austin Aries to go to Mexico to defend the belt. But first he has to get past James Gibson, and that's a tough task right there. James Gibson has stated he's in ROH for one reason, and that is to win titles. And you know that he wants the world title more than anything else.
Maneuvering his way out of the wrist lock and takes Aries down to the canvas, keeping that arm trapped as Todd Sinclair checks the shoulders.
Austin Aries coming off a really tough title defense against Homicide 2 weeks ago at the Best of American Super Juniors tournament. Homicide once again getting within a half a second of winning the belt. James Gibson, though, have you heard anything, Dave, on whether his back is still injured from that assault by Roderick Strong at that show?
Nothing at all, but I mean, the time will tell during this matchup to see if it actually starts to bother him and if Aries will go after that body part. Right now, Gibson on the back of Aries, trying to tie up the arms. Half Nelson cinched in. He's got the other arm trapped as well.
Roderick Strong, a member of Generation Next, along with Austin Aries. He injured James Gibson's back so severely in the Best of American Super Juniors tournament in their first round match that Spanky, as James Gibson's friend, had to throw in the towel for Gibson in Gibson's second round match. And you know that Gibson had to be in a world of pain. I mean, he could barely walk in order for Spanky to do something like that.
He's got Aries down on the canvas with that side headlock. Aries wrapping the legs around the head of Gibson, kicks his way out of it. Side headlock takeover once again, keeping the champ down.
Real quick, Dave, we gotta pay the bills. ROHWrestling.com, 215-781-2500 for all your wrestling merchandise needs, whether it's WWE DVDs, Rare Japan merchandise, figures, books, DVDs from a number of promotions, including FIP, EWR, PWU, BCW. The list goes on and on and on. Lots of selection at ROHWrestling.com. The Straight Shooting Series, the best shoot interviews anywhere on high quality DVD. The new Secrets of the Ring series, which is a must for all upcoming wrestlers. It's all at ROHWrestling.com or by calling 215-781-2500. Back to the match.
James Gibson really holding on to that side headlock as both men back in a standing position. Aries takes him down to the canvas very quickly with a belly-to-back suplex. Gibson quickly wrapping the legs around the head of Aries once again.
Right now we have a feeling out process. This, of course, a first-time ever match, as I mentioned before. So both these men don't really know what to expect from the other.
Yeah, the feeling out process could be extended here as Gibson has Aries in a bad position, but he headstands his way, trying to work out of it.
You know, when you have the world title on the line, you cannot afford to make mistakes.
Works his way free and connects with the kick right to the forehead of Gibson.
There is that explosive offense from Austin Aries. That's how he was able to defeat Samoa Joe twice. That's how he was able to defeat Homicide.
Aries now set in the corner, up and over he goes. Somersaults to the opposite side, gets caught by Gibson and planted.
That was almost it, Dave.
Only two, says Todd Sinclair, very close.
This one could end at any time. That's obvious from what we just saw. One mistake is all it might take.
James Gibson, a world-class competitor, connects with a drop kick and out to the floor. Goes Aries.
Get up! Get up, Gibson. Come on, back up.
What's Gibson doing?
And he drives Aries with that crossbody to the floor, into the guardrail. Both men are down as the referee checks on their condition.
We have not seen moves like that out of James Gibson yet in ROH. He is putting it all on the line for the world title.
He knows the caliber of competition in Ring of Honor rings, and he's taking it to the champion right here, chop right across the chest. And Aries is feeling it.
That was a vicious shot.
Gibson with yet another.
You see the blood vessels beginning to burst on the chest of Austin Aries as it's turning red.
And again into the rail he goes.
James Gibson in control right now.
Crowd here in Dorchester very appreciative of James Gibson's contributions and what he has added to Ring of Honor here in 2005 thus far. This time it's Gibson with that bad back and all, right to the guardrail.
Well, now we're going to see if the back is indeed in bad shape, as Austin Aries testing the back right there.
And going to work on it, again into the guardrail it goes. A very wise champion focusing on the possible weakness right here.
Roderick Strong did so much damage using that new Boston Crab with the knee in the back submission. He had that on Gibson for a while back at the Best of American Super Juniors tournament. Aries now. No, Gibson moves out of the way.
Aries looking for that senton. Going for the shoulder block, but gets kicked in the shoulder. Aries off the second rope, then comes down across the back of the neck and the upper back of Gibson. Back down to the floor he goes.
James Gibson, he's been such a valuable contributor here to ROH. What's this?
Again, driving his back into the guardrail.
The heat-seeking missile from Austin Aries. What a tremendous atmosphere we have tonight here in Boston. This crowd wants to see a title change. Austin Aries has been a great champion, but I have no doubt that James Gibson would also be a tremendous champion, an honorable champion, a man that ROH would be proud to call their world champion.
Gibson holding his back. You know, two great scientific wrestlers, and in the past few moments, several maneuvers into those guardrails have devastated the back of James Gibson. And Aries focusing on that, getting a little bit cocky here in this title defense.
I think that Austin Aries also has a pretty deep bruise on the side of his back, or rib cage there, the back of his rib cage.
Connects with that senton this time. Gibson not able to move out of the way. Hooks that leg, but can't put him away.
Aries does have a deep bruise there on his back, but we have seen Aries survive a steel cage match against Colt Cabana, put his body on the line, sacrifice his body to win that match and keep the world title. We've seen him survive a lot. 75 minutes against Bryan Danielson to win a 2 out of 3 falls match at Testing the Limit. Austin Aries is as tough as they come.
Gibson fighting back though, 2 kicks to the midsection, as you can see Aries back right there, running knee to the side of the head by Gibson. Duck of the clothesline attempt, he catches him and folds his back in half, right into a cover for yet another near fall.
You saw that even when Gibson had the advantage, he was still clutching at that back. So the back is definitely a weak point on the body of James Gibson. Even if it wasn't hurting going in tonight, even if it did heal for Best of American Super Juniors, Aries has done a lot of damage to it right here in this match.
Aries scoops him up and plants him with the body slam, turning him over, exposing that back for more punishment.
Very simple yet effective. Small package! Oh, all it takes is 3 seconds.
And Aries connects. As soon as Gibson got back to his feet, he got chopped right back down with the clothesline.
Aries knows that it only takes 3 seconds. He got up and was super aggressive against Gibson.
Gibson in a lot of pain. You can see the expression on his face as Aries slowly tries to pick him back up.
Aries now trying to deliver the punishment. Will he stay on the back? Of course, Austin Aries loves to use the brainbuster, the crucifix bomb, and the 450 to finish off his opponents. James Gibson has been using that front guillotine choke.
And that crucifix bomb of Aries could be the maneuver with a bad back that could certainly put Gibson away during this contest. But maybe wasting a little bit of time right here, not staying right on the man. As he slowly picks him back up.
Austin Aries put a flurry together against Samoa Joe unlike anybody else in 21 months of Samoa Joe being world champion. Can he do it here again?
Gibson gets his feet up into the face of Aries, grabs hold of the head. Up to the second rope he goes.
But did he see him clutch his back there?
Oh, right into the knee of Aries. More devastation to the back.
You know what? It might have been that 1 second when Gibson was in control that he had to clutch his back. That 1 second delay, that might have given Austin Aries the opening to hit that backbreaker.
Just first on the canvas, Aries off the ropes and drives the knee right into the spine.
Cover! 2 count only from Todd Sinclair.
And Aries can't believe it.
Austin Aries in firm control right now, but we've seen James Gibson take a beating in the past. Spanky took him to the limit in Dayton, a classic match there, and Gibson still pulled it out.
Aries places Gibson up top. Up to the second he goes as well. Gibson with elbows, trying to fight his way out of it. Knocks Aries back down. Shot to the back of Gibson by Aries, and again.
What's this, a torture rack maybe?
Up on his shoulders. Human torture rack by Aries. Gibson grabbing hold of the nose, trying to free himself, but more damage done to the back.
Absolutely devastating by Austin Aries. Cover!
Not enough. Gibson staying in there.
That is why they call Austin Aries the wrestling machine. It is maneuvers like that. It is the fact that he can use submissions. He can fly. He has explosive high-impact moves. He executes everything with such velocity. It makes him a true wrestling machine, and that is why he is the tough-to-beat ROH World Champion.
Now looking to wear Gibson down right in the center of the ring. Take his energy away from him, in addition to the pain with all of this devastating maneuvers to the back.
Well, right now, this is causing cobwebs in the head of James Gibson. This could make James Gibson dizzy. Austin Aries is literally trying to cut off the oxygen from the brain of James Gibson and make him pass out.
Shots to the midsection of Austin Aries, trying to free himself into another backbreaker over the knee, out of the Cobra Clutch position. Aries now exposing that back of Gibson once again and comes down with the elbow.
Cover!
Very lackadaisical cover right there, not hooking the leg, and Gibson able to roll his shoulder up off the canvas.
Well, if you notice too, Gibson wasn't taking any chances there as he put both feet on the ropes.
Aries snapmares him back down to the mat, looking to keep him seated. Knee driven right into the back, extending the arms, a lot of pressure put on that back. You can see the expression of pain on the face of James Gibson.
James Gibson says he has a lot of unfinished business in professional wrestling. There's no politics in ROH, no one to hold him back, and Gibson knows it. That's why he wants hard to be ROH World Champion.
Belly to back suplex on Austin Aries. Buys Gibson a little bit of time to dig down for some extra energy and stay in the contest. Now Aries favoring his own back. Forearm shot from Gibson with hold of Aries. Reversal of the whip. Gibson off the ropes. Goes into the sleeper hold.
That was a follow-up on the Cobra Clutch. Gibson, though, drops right out of the hold with a jawbreaker.
Aries is stunned. The rope's holding him up at this point. Power slam from Gibson.
2 count. So close to a title change, but now the question is, can Gibson follow up as he is clutching at that back?
It's all about energy. It's all about digging down for an extra burst.
Well, Gibson proved that he will not say the words, "I quit." He proved that at the last show. That's why Spanky had to throw in the towel, and Gibson's up.
Forearm shot for Aries. Elbow to the forehead. And again, James Gibson with Aries, set into the ropes. Meets the elbow and the forearm of James Gibson. Face first in the top of the turnbuckle. Gibson with Aries. Short clothesline takes him down. Gibson now looking to take a chance. Second turnbuckle on the inside.
Oh, this is high risk with his back. He connects, though.
Leg drop connects. Lateral press by Gibson.
You notice, though, Gibson a little slow on that cover. Perhaps the impact of that leg drop also rattled his back.
At a standing position, James Gibson pulls the champion up.
Oh, he's going for that tiger bomb.
Can't butterfly the arms, takes out the legs of Gibson. Aries into a Boston Crab, just sitting down with it. More devastation to that back, but he powers the cover.
Oh, 2 big pinfall attempts.
Leverage going back and forth for both men. Aries looking for the backslide. Can't keep the shoulders down. Gibson.
He's got the front guillotine choke. He's got it. He's won several matches in ROH already with this.
Referee getting right in there with Aries. No, powered up.
Atomic drop might have saved the world title for Austin Aries. Let's see if Gibson can follow up. He's trying. Aries making his way to the ropes.
Forearm strikes now from Gibson. Aries holds onto the wrist. Side Russian leg sweep. Rolls over. Rolls Gibson to expose that back once again. And wrenching back on that chin. He's got the arm trapped. Pressure put on the back as well as the neck.
You gotta watch for the visual care. Austin Aries like to sneak it in.
Referee was in perfect position to see if he did fishhook him.
Austin Aries will use devious tactics. Kick to the gut.
What can we see right here from Aries? Elevates Gibson. Stays on his feet. Boot to the gut of Aries. DDT.
That one planted him.
Butterflies the arm. Submission predicament for Aries right here.
Aries hangs on. Hold on. Tiger bomb. Oh, I thought that was it, Dave. I thought we had a new champion.
So very close to a title change here in the Boston area. James Gibson giving it all he's got.
Austin Aries clutching onto those ropes for his life. That world title is his life.
Gibson kicking away at Aries.
Once again, Gibson going to the back, though. Perhaps that adrenaline wearing off now. He's feeling the pain.
Aries on the ring apron. Gibson trying to bring him back inside the ring. No, using the ropes to apply more pressure to Aries.
All right, well, this is illegal, though. Sinclair called for a break, but Gibson did his damage.
Breaking before the count of 5. Goes back to Aries, pulling him back inside the squared circle. Lateral press by Gibson. Very close to the ropes.
2 count only.
Foot across the bottom rope. Saves the championship once again for Aries.
The winner of this one will be faced with Alex Shelley in the future, but you know that is not on either man's mind right now, as they're in one of the best matches I've seen for the ROH World title. What's Gibson doing? Misses the moonsault, and Gibson told me before the match he might go for that. He has not done a moonsault in 5 years.
Doing whatever he can to earn the ROH World title tonight. Truth
Gibson might have saved himself as he was able to slip through, but he still took the impact cover!
Only 2. Aries needs to follow up here. Looking for the 450. But Gibson holding onto the leg of Aries as he tries to go out to climb the ropes.
Now Aries is descending to the top rope.
Gibson back to his feet. Shot to the side of the jaw of Austin Aries. He's got Aries in a seated position now on the top turnbuckle, chopping away at the chest.
But we have a battle on the top. This could determine the match right here.
Fighting away at the head of James Gibson, and down he crashes.
That's pure desperation for the champion.
Flat on his back, Austin Aries up top, 450, but he moves out of the way. Crash and burn, Austin Aries.
Brainbuster! Gibson rolls through. He's going for another one. Aries blocked it.
Aries has got him a brainbuster from Aries.
They both hit brainbusters. The cobwebs have to be in both men's heads right now.
Both men going for yet another. Who can get it? Gibson drops him down yet again, right on his head.
How many times can a man be planted on his head? Don't forget, Gibson scored that DDT earlier.
How can they keep getting up?
They're going on pure instinct right now, pure adrenaline. This is how much they want to be ROH World Champion.
The crowd here wants to see a title change tonight. Gibson with yet another brainbuster on
that's
Aries.
it. That's it.
Not going for the cover. He's going for even more damage.
He's going for another brainbuster. He's trying to brainbuster Aries into oblivion.
Aries gets him up. Another from Aries. Both men are down.
Double cover.
And they both kick out.
Wow, this is just pure instinct, pure guts, pure emotion right now.
Both men are down, physically spent from this battle, all for the ROH World Championship.
What an atmosphere we have here in Boston. You have to be here live to experience something like this. If you're not going to ROH live, you are not getting the full experience. This is something special right here.
Aries connects with the kick to Gibson, picks him up, going for yet another. Gibson sees it coming and tries to block. Shot to the side of the head of Austin Aries, and another kick.
Hard shot, hard kick.
Gibson struggling to even stand at this point.
Oh, it's all over me. It's another Tiger Bomb, though.
Aries with the boot to the gut.
He's going for a brainbuster. Oh, hold on. Gibson has his legs hooked. Gibson was out, though. Both men's shoulders were down. What? I thought we this new champion?
Well, Todd Sinclair raised the arms of both men. It looks like we have a double pin situation in this title bout.
Oh, a double pin, a draw. Austin Aries retains the title.
Both men's shoulders were down as he went for that cradle.
Both men were brainbustered into oblivion.
It was so back and forth. It was so even between these two that they pinned one another simultaneously. And Austin Aries keeps the ROH World title around his waist.
Hold on, Dave. Sinclair's got the mic.
Listen, this match, that was a double pin. This match is a draw. Okay?
Oh, you better believe that we want this match restarted. Yeah, there's no way Gibson's not going to agree to that. Shelley.
And you just didn't get it done. So let me think about that 5 minutes for a second. I want to take a break at the match.
Alex Shelley doing in the ring? Right into Aries. Shell shock. Dropping Austin Aries in the middle of the ring. Well, at this point, damage done to Aries. There's no way the referee can restart the match now.
No, there's no way. Austin Aries just took a brutal shell shock, one of the most devastating moves in Alex Shelley's arsenal.
And James Gibson is irate. He wants that title.
Oh, well, if Shelley's looking for allies, this is not the way to get it. It looked doubtful that Aries was going to let the match be restarted anyways, but there was always a chance, but that just ruined it. Austin Aries retains the ROH World title, but he's going to be faced with his former Generation X partner, Alex Shelley, in the future. ready for match number 4 in the best of 5 series between Bryan Danielson and Homicide. The next chapter and perhaps the greatest feud in ROH history is about to be written. Lumberjack rules for the first time in ROH history. These two have battled in parking lots. They've battled throughout buildings. They have perhaps the wildest Falls Count Anywhere match ever in Chicago at the 3rd Anniversary Celebration Part 3. ROH officials are tired of the fight around the building. They want these two to settle in the ring. That's why we have the Lumberjacks out there.
An army of men are going to attempt to keep the battle between Danielson and Homicide inside the ring tonight here in Boston, as Homicide with the top wrist lock on Bryan Danielson.
This series actually began in Boston with an I Quit match that actually had to be restarted because these two started fighting all over the building, caused a riot almost. Then, of course, they had the classic I Quit match that Homicide won. From there, the tape fist match, another wild brawl, bloodshed, 3rd Anniversary Celebration Part 1. Homicide winning that one, going up 2-0. Bryan Danielson winning the Falls Count Anywhere match 1 week later, 2-1. Now Bryan Danielson once again in sudden death, as if Homicide wins this one, he wins the series 3-1. If Danielson wins it, it's tied 2-2.
Twisting away on the wrist with the Greco-Roman knuckle lock. Boot to the midsection by Homicide. Pitches Danielson to the floor.
And Danielson pretty much negating the Lumberjacks there, warning them not to touch him.
I wouldn't want to approach Bryan Danielson with a warning like that either.
He's psychotic. Bryan Danielson going over the edge in this feud against Homicide. We've seen a new side of him, a brawling side of him, and it has been absolutely vicious, intense, and brutal. Of course, Homicide, we already knew he was one of the best brawlers in wrestling, one of the most sadistic men going today. All you have to see is his Steve Corino matches from 2003, Bitter Friends, Stiffer Enemies, War of the Wire, both of them legendary. His feud against Samoa Joe.
Cranking away on the headlock on Bryan Danielson as he backs Homicide up against the ropes. Referee looking for a break here. But a boot to the midsection of Homicide, and now Danielson forces him outside.
And Homicide not letting the Lumberjacks get near him either.
Or Julius Smokes with that baseball bat in hand.
Yeah, you definitely have to watch out for that.
The Lumberjacks very intimidated by both of the competitors in the matchup.
I don't blame them. We have some of the students from the second class of the ROH Wrestling School out there as Lumberjacks. This is their very first pro experience. Can you imagine that, fresh out of wrestling school, and you have to throw either Homicide or Danielson back into the ring?
Yeah, your job is to put your hands on Homicide as he warns, don't come anywhere near me.
We have a very intense collar and elbow lockup right now. Both Danielson and Homicide going to the floor. And they're just beating up all the Lumberjacks. Finally, the Lumberjacks overcoming them. Or at least Homicide getting him back into the ring, but Homicide and Danielson dishing out a beating to those Lumberjacks out there.
Those ROH Wrestling School students learning the hard way.
We have a mixture of some independent athletes from the New England area as well as the wrestling school students, and they are all taking a beating so far. But notice they are doing their job. Homicide and Danielson are still in the ring.
They lock up once again, collar and elbow. Homicide going after the arm of Danielson, ringing away on it. Over the shoulder of Homicide and cranking away. Into the wrist lock he goes.
You saw a clip before this match began of something that happened earlier tonight. It wasn't something we were going to put on the home video. It was something for the house, as Wrestling Insiders say. Basically, the Duke of Dorchester, Pete Doherty, a cult favorite from the Boston Garden, a WWF prelim wrestler. He was here as our special guest. And of course, he's from Dorchester. Let's hold on, the action's picking up.
Nice arm drag from Danielson right there, holding onto the arm of Homicide.
Anyway, we couldn't come to Dorchester without having the Duke of Dorchester at the show as a special guest. Homicide and Julius Smokes trying to crash the party, take out the Boston Club favorite, Bryan Danielson making the save. In fact, Homicide, right before Julius Smokes grabbed him, Homicide was about to hit Doherty with the bat, and he said this one's for Gary Sheffield.
What an insult. As Danielson now, hammerlock applied, really wrenching up on that arm, and takes Homicide down to the canvas with it. As the referee checking on Homicide's condition, and Danielson going to work on the opposite arm, and twisting away on the wrist, bending those fingers back.
Homicide is the godfather of the Rottweilers, the Don of the Rottweilers. Rocky Romero and Ricky Ray is not here tonight as they have international obligations. Loki still under suspension. And I don't think ROH officials are in any hurry to lift that suspension on Loki.
Not at all, but we have two of the most dangerous wrestlers on the roster today in this matchup right here. Bryan Danielson, not just technically sound, but he's one of the roughest and toughest competitors you will find.
You notice, though, that Danielson and Homicide both adjusting their style for this lumberjack match. Normally we'd see these two brawling all over the building. Now Danielson is just trying to dismantle Homicide piece by piece with wrestling holds.
Butterfly suplex takes him down for an ear fall. Again, going right back to the arm of the notorious 187. Rolls Homicide down to the canvas, drops the leg down across the arm, keeping it tied up with the legs, putting pressure on it, and forcing the other arm down to the canvas for yet another near fall. Riding that forearm into the side of the jaw of Homicide. And once again,
it's those little things that separate the good ones from the great ones, from the Hall of Famers, from the all-time greats. Stuff like driving that forearm into the face. But I think that's also the aggression and hatred that Danielson has for Homicide as he lights him up with those kicks.
European uppercut sends Homicide down. Knee driven into the back of Homicide, stretching out those arms, trying to wear him down. Homicide not giving it up. No way.
It'll be interesting to see what happens if either of these men spill to the floor again.
See just how intimidated these lumberjacks are with their mere presence in front of them on the floor.
That's right, this one might end up in the crowd again, who knows?
Holding onto the arm of Homicide, backed up against the ropes. Danielson sent off, shoulder tackle right into a cover, but Homicide kicks out at one. Another shoulder tackle by American Dragon, again a 1 count. Off the ropes once again, this time Homicide connects with a drop kick.
Danielson to the floor, shoves off that lumberjack. Tope con hilo.
Homicide just crashes Danielson down to the floor, and the lumberjacks separate as both men are down. Get him back in the ring, guys.
And there they go. I guess it's easy to get them back in the ring while they're down injured, but this is what it's all about. You notice it still took about 15 of them to get them in the ring, though.
And it took both of them being incapacitated on the floor to get them to come anywhere near either competitor.
This is where ROH officials want it tonight, though, in the ring. The Lumberjacks doing their job.
Homicide back to his feet, grabbing hold of the ear of Bryan Danielson.
Well, you gotta go where your ear goes, or else it's gonna get ripped off your head. Just ask Mick Foley.
He's also got to go where the beard goes. Drives the knee into the head.
Homicide now very methodical. He is looking to dismantle Bryan Danielson as well.
Key matchup in the series right here for Bryan Danielson. Backed into the corner as Homicide going to work on that ear. Chop right across the chest.
Homicide taking his time, following up the lumberjack element, definitely bringing something new to this feud here. As these guys are wrestling a different style under this stipulation. Nice suplex.
Floats right into a cover, but Danielson kicking out at 2.
Gary Moore here telling Homicide it's just 2. Good job from Ref Gary Moore, a very quality official.
Some words of advice / encouragement from Julius Smokes on the floor.
Well, you always have to watch out for Julius Smokes, as he has definitely been a decisive factor in this feud, interfering a number of times. Danielson to the floor.
Pitch him back in. The Lumberjacks a little apprehensive, but they do toss him back underneath the bottom rope and inside the ring.
Danielson unable to fight back. I think Homicide wants them to beat up Danielson too, but that's not their job. Their job is to simply throw the wrestler back into the ring.
Well, at least with wrestling school students and local wrestlers as the Lumberjacks in this matchup, it's not really friends or enemies of either wrestler in this matchup where they would have the objective of going to work on one of them when they are pitched to the floor.
Bryan Danielson's had enough.
European uppercuts for Homicide. All the way into the ropes he goes. Reversal of the whip. Danielson off now. Step over. Belly to belly over the head release suplex. Cover. Only two.
Homicide making eye contact with his manager, Julius Smokes. There's no telling what they have planned. Homicide blaming Bryan Danielson for the fact that he did not defeat Austin Aries for the world title at Best of American Super Juniors. And once again, the Lumberjacks getting involved, throwing Danielson into the ring.
And Julius Smokes with that baseball bat, making sure that they do their job.
Danielson kept Julius Smokes from interfering, and actually Smokes did interfere in that world title match. That drew Danielson out of the locker room, who beat Smokes up, took him back to the locker room, so Smokes was no longer in Homicide's corner for the rest of that world title match. That might have taken Homicide out of his game, causing him to be pinned by Austin Aries.
Off the second rope, goes for the elbow, but Danielson rolls out of harm's way. Homicide basically elbow drops the canvas. Buys Danielson a little bit of time to catch his breath.
You know, it was interesting, though, that Homicide said earlier that Danielson now has the attention of all the Rottweilers. Maybe Reyes or Romero or Key is here tonight.
Something that's got to be in the back of his head right now.
Well, Homicide was definitely hinting at something with that statement.
Danielson going to work on the arm of Homicide right over the shoulder. Holding onto the wrist. And yet again. Just cricking away on that arm.
And that also affects the shoulder socket. And those are two pressure points on cattle mutilation.
Big running forearm in the corner.
And that'll just knock you out as Bryan Danielson's feeling it.
Maybe looking for that diving headbutt off the top rope. Danielson all the way up top. And soars. Connects with the diving headbutt.
It was right on the shoulder, Dave. Cover.
No, he gets his shoulder up.
Danielson definitely trying to soften up Homicide for the cattle mutilation, or perhaps a surfboard. This also applies a lot of pressure to the shoulder socket.
He's got the legs tied up. Can he get the arms? Homicide trying to fight it off. Danielson struggling to try to grab hold of the wrists, and he does.
He's got it.
Now rocking, looking to roll Homicide back and extend and pressure put on several body parts with this hold.
Including the shoulder. Will Homicide give?
Gary Morer getting right in there to see if Homicide needs to give it up. Shoulders down. Only an ear fall.
So let's see what Danielson follows up with. Another big kick.
And yet again to the midsection of Homicide. Homicide sent in once again. Danielson ducks his head. Neckbreaker from Homicide.
And he holds on.
Looking to follow up.
Nice pile driver. That's more damage to the neck. Cover. 2 count only.
The pile driver can't put the American Dragon away. And Homicide looking to the floor once again.
I think he was yelling something to Smokes.
Going underneath the ring.
Bryan Danielson's in a must-win situation, but at the same time, Homicide's in a must-win situation. I mean, the series still goes on if Homicide loses, but how demoralizing would that be if Homicide's up 2-0 and suddenly it's tied 2-2, and Julius Smokes went for a table.
STF applied by Homicide as Julius Smokes trying to get that table inside the ring.
That is what Homicide was calling for. He's looking to do damage with a table.
STF still cinched in. Danielson hanging in there.
No DQ in this match. So the table is legal. Everything's legal.
Reaches the ropes to break the hold, and Homicide now going to set up that table in the corner. opens the legs of the table. Propped up in the corner now.
Both men have taken a lot of punishment in this match. Danielson going for that. Yes, he is punishing Homicide.
Took too much time setting up that table. Danielson was able to fight up a little bit, but Homicide regains the advantage. Chop in the corner. Puts on the brakes, does Danielson. Boot to the gut of Homicide. Looking to suplex him into the table. Homicide fighting it off.
And he's looking for a suplex.
Danielson trying to fight it off right here.
Danielson going for a roaring elbow. Homicide catches him. Into the table. Dangerous!
T-bone suplex into the table. And it shatters with the impact of Danielson's body. Homicide pulling him away from the table. Center of the ring. Only two. Gets his shoulder up.
But even more dangerous, Dave, is that table didn't break fully. There was no give. That's Danielson's neck against that hardwood with no give.
And a choke right in the middle of the ring, but anything goes here. No disqualification.
Danielson has taken that neck breaker, the pound driver, and now his neck against that hardwood.
There's a hole in the table where his neck just went right through the wood. Now Homicide looking to climb up top himself.
Danielson scored with the headbutt earlier. Will this be successful for Homicide?
Danielson back to his feet, takes out Homicide's legs. European uppercut. Out to the apron goes Danielson. Meets Homicide on the second rope. What can he be looking for here?
Both men struggling on that top rope. Both men jockeying for position. Both men fighting and
down to the canvas goes Danielson.
Homicide, I think, tried to move his body weight or shift his body weight, and as a result, both men collapsed off the top rope.
Both men paid the price. Danielson back to his feet.
Vicious drop kick. Now Danielson, he's looking to score again on that top. He is undaunted by what just happened.
Going for whatever he had in mind once again.
What could it be?
A superplex to the floor takes out the Lumberjacks and his opponent.
Both Danielson and Homicide are down. These Lumberjacks, so they got to regain their composure and get these two in the ring.
Trying to work their way back to their feet.
And look at Danielson, he is fighting through the Lumberjacks to get at Homicide.
They're not letting these Lumberjacks stop them from taking their fight around this building. Airplane spin attempt by Danielson.
And that takes out all the Lumberjacks, but Danielson and Homicide are both dizzy.
The airplane spin, a lethal maneuver, and not just for the two wrestlers involved.
Everyone is down on the floor. We have a mass collection of bodies.
Trying to get these two back inside the ring, that's their job. But Homicide and Danielson still brawling on the floor. He's got him up once again. Yet again with the airplane spin. And Lumberjacks paying the price.
Now Homicide hard into that unforgiving steel barricade. The Lumberjacks finally getting in there. Looking to throw both dizzy men into the ring. Both men have taken a brutal beating in this one.
The remains of that table still inside the ring. They've got Danielson.
Whoa, what's this? One of the Lumberjacks just attacked Danielson.
He's got a Rottweiler shirt on.
Homicide had a plant in the Lumberjacks. That's a member of Homicide's gang.
He's going to work on Danielson. The Lumberjacks trying to fight off Homicide on the floor. chair out of the crowd.
It's ole ole time. Julius Moose is going to be a non-factor because of Samoa Joe. Homicide is irate at him. One of the most intense feuds in ROH is face-to-face Joe and Homicide.
Homicide was the first man to get other men involved in this matchup. Samoa Joe and Jay Lethal coming to the aid of Bryan Danielson.
Oh, they definitely did the right thing. Homicide is irate, and Joe is just going to beat up Smokes right in front of Homicide. Complete mayhem everywhere. There's Homicide and Joe face to face. They're on the floor. Headbutt by Joe. And it looks like we got a confident lumberjack now.
Samoa Joe will get Homicide back inside that ring.
Mid-air collision by these hated rivals.
Homicide was going for that lariat. Danielson for the roaring forearm. Neither man connecting.
What a great crowd, what a great atmosphere.
Both men back to their feet. European uppercut from Danielson. And a second. Backs Homicide now into the corner. Elevates him to the top turnbuckle.
Last time they were up there, both men spilled to the floor.
Yet another European uppercut. Up to the second rope goes Bryan Danielson. Looking for the superplex. Homicide holding on.
He's going for the superplex into the ring this time. Homicide fighting for his life.
Shots to the rib cage of Danielson, and down he goes.
Can Homicide win this series in Boston? You know he'd love nothing more. There's nothing a New Yorker loves more than beating up Boston, than winning in Boston. Ace Crusher.
Off the second rope. Gets his shoulder off.
What's it gonna take? Homicide has to start thinking about the lariat or cop killer right now. Bryan Danielson has used that regal plex successfully as well as counter mutilation. Oh, you can see the adrenaline, the intensity rushing through the body of Homicide right now.
And again, a stare down with Samoa Joe out on the floor, acting as a lumberjack in this matchup. Making sure that it stays one-on-one between these two men. Looking for the cop killer.
Oh, the cop killer, it's all over if he hits it. No, Danielson out. Regal plex, but Homicide up. Big lariat, can anybody make the cover though?
Danielson struggling to try to get back to his feet. Homicide pulls himself back up.
The Regal plex was taught to Danielson by William Regal.
Cop killer! No!
Another Regal plex! Oh, just a 2 count!
Looking for cattle mutilation!
This is pressure on the neck with just the 2 Regal plexes. Cover! Oh, that's how Danielson beat him in All-Star Extravaganza 2. Counter mutilation, pressure on the shoulder that was injured, on the arm, on the neck. Homicide going for the ropes.
Homicide taps! The series is now tied at 2.
Oh, I can't wait to see this 5th match. What a night tonight in the Boston area. Ladies and gentlemen, from Dave Prazak and CM Punk, I'm Jimmy Power. Thank you for joining us.
Austin Aries, Alex Shelley, I don't know why or what just happened, but you two robbed me. You robbed me of my chance to be Ring of Honor champion, world champion. Not be labeled, not be considered a cruiserweight, a small guy, some type of lightweight, the B champion on the B show. But you stole my big opportunity to be the #1 man in a great company, a company that's gave me a platform to redeem myself, a company that's going to be proud to have me as a champion, that I'll be proud to represent. Austin Aries, tonight you got lucky. I don't know what kind of scam or what kind of bullshit you guys tried to pull me. I don't even know what happened. I'm still trying to figure out. 1 minute I'm the Ring of Honor champion, the next minute, you taking off my belt and I'm stuck with my dick in my fucking hand. This is bullshit. Austin Aries, I want my rematch and I want my belt and I'm coming for your ass. Boy, you ain't got no words to hide. You ain't fucking safe. As long as you're in Ring of Honor, I'm after you and I'm after that title. It's coming home with me because I fucking deserve it.
Alright, cut. Thanks, Jamie.
There you go, Jamie. Don't worry. Bullshit! You get that shot, don't worry.
Another night comes to an end at a Ring of Honor show. And in the past few months, some might say I've made some mistakes. And looking back at it, if I had those past 4 months to do over again, I'd probably do some things differently. Because you see what has happened, Generation Next has backed me into a corner. And when an animal gets backed into a corner, well, by God, they come out fighting. But the difference between myself and any other animal is I learned from my mistakes. You see, Generation Next, I know you better than anybody. I was Generation Next. I put Generation Next on the map. It was my idea, my brainchild, my baby. And I think it's about time that the hunted becomes a hunter. And I go back to what's brought me to the dance. If you pick up what I'm laying down.
And I'm coming for your world title! What happened, man? I'm trying, he ducked and he damn, well, he knows us too well. That's it, this ain't the end of it, man. This is just the beginning. Alex Shelley, your ass is ours. Period. You never taken our belt, you never taken my belt.